Or if you don't believe in yourself, why would those people who see more in you than you see in you be advocating so hard if it
Right, because I choose violence this day. I want the people that came on stage before me to be hilarious.
You're like, I'm human.
So that's why I got Barbara Carlyles, who's like a veteran. She's super funny no matter what. Every time I've ever seen her perform, and she's been doing comedy for 40 years, and every time I see her perform, she kills a room no matter where we are in the world, no matter what kind of room. I used to do shows with her in Japan. She used to perform for all the troops all over the world. Like, she can do comedy anywhere. And that's the type of person I want with me.
Right.
Welcome to the 2-Minute Shift. 2 minutes of wisdom designed to help you pause, reflect, and to move forward in your journey. As I reflect on my journey, I think about all the opportunities that I had right in front of me that I allowed my self-doubt to get in the way of. I would sit back and analyze all the people in those opportunities or in those positions, and I would analyze their skill sets, their backgrounds, and what I saw them do day to day, and I frankly didn't see that in myself. I would even have leaders sometimes come to me and see more in me than I saw in myself. But all I could think about was, I don't have that background. I don't have those skills. What if I get into that opportunity and I fail? What's going to happen then? I allowed that fear of rejection to make me pause in my tracks and not do anything. But it was until I got to that point of being fed up and saying, I don't want to just float. I wonder if I can soar, because I know I can just float. So I took that leap. And when I finally took that leap into those opportunities, I realized not only could I do it, I actually belonged in that room. And I had something to offer. And that's how I was really able to impact the people that I was supposed to impact, by taking that leap. After doing that over and over again, one of the first things that I learned was, you're either going to do something great or you're going to learn something. You only fail if you stop. And I wasn't about to stop. So if you can learn anything from me, and keep from having to go through that same learning lesson, the one thing I'm going to challenge you to do is believe in yourself. Or if you don't believe in yourself, why would those people who see more in you than you see in you be advocating so hard if it wasn't something there? Take that leap, because I promise you the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to learn something or you're going to do something amazing. Either way, you're going to be better than you are right now by just taking that leap. I hope this shifted your perspective just a little.
I hear you, man. I seen the video. They're hilarious, dude. You are funny. The problem is you're not getting any views. So it's probably time for you to take a stroll. Not a whole stroll, a stroll down Creator Ave, bro. Creator Ave is a place that posts top quality comedy content, vlogs, podcasts, stand-up comedy. These people know funny, and I guarantee you they can get more views on your content than you can. Absolutely. Yeah, you're funny, man. Why you keep asking me that? Why would I lie to you? Do I look like a baby mama? You are hilarious, and the world needs to hear your jokes. Creator Ave. Go now. Tell them Tony sent you. I gotta go, dog. That's my wife calling me. All right, peace out.
Right, because I choose violence this day. I want the people that came on stage before me to be hilarious.
You're like, I'm human.
So that's why I got Barbara Carlyles, who's like a veteran. She's super funny no matter what. Every time I've ever seen her perform, and she's been doing comedy for 40 years, and every time I see her perform, she kills a room no matter where we are in the world, no matter what kind of room. I used to do shows with her in Japan. She used to perform for all the troops all over the world. Like, she can do comedy anywhere. And that's the type of person I want with me.
Right.
Welcome to the 2-Minute Shift. 2 minutes of wisdom designed to help you pause, reflect, and to move forward in your journey. As I reflect on my journey, I think about all the opportunities that I had right in front of me that I allowed my self-doubt to get in the way of. I would sit back and analyze all the people in those opportunities or in those positions, and I would analyze their skill sets, their backgrounds, and what I saw them do day to day, and I frankly didn't see that in myself. I would even have leaders sometimes come to me and see more in me than I saw in myself. But all I could think about was, I don't have that background. I don't have those skills. What if I get into that opportunity and I fail? What's gonna happen then? I allowed that fear of rejection to make me pause in my tracks and not do anything. But it was until I got to that point of being fed up and saying, you know, I don't wanna just float. I wonder if I can soar, because I know I can just float. So I took that leap. And when I finally took that leap into those opportunities, I realized not only could I do it, I actually belonged in that room. And I had something to offer. And that's how I was really able to impact the people that I was supposed to impact, by taking that leap. After doing that over and over again, one of the first things that I learned was, you're either gonna do something great or you're gonna learn something. You only fail if you stop. And I wasn't about to stop. So if you can learn anything from me and keep from having to go through that same learning lesson, the one thing I'm gonna challenge you to do is believe in yourself. Or if you don't believe in yourself, why would those people who see more in you than you see in you be advocating so hard if it wasn't something there? Take that leap, because I promise you the only thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna learn something or you're gonna do something amazing. Either way, you're gonna be better than you are right now by just taking that leap. I hope this shifted your perspective just a little.
I hear you, man. No, I seen the video. They're hilarious, dude. You are funny. The problem is you're not getting any views, so it's probably time for you to take a stroll. Not a whole stroll, a stroll down Creator Ave, bro. Creator Ave is a place that posts top quality comedy content, vlogs, podcasts, stand-up comedy. These people know funny, and I guarantee you they can get more views on your content than you can. Absolutely. But yeah, you're funny, man. Why you keep asking me that? Why would I lie to you? Do I look like a baby mama? You are hilarious, and the world needs to hear your jokes. Creator Ave. Go now. Tell them Tony sent you. I gotta go, dog. That's my wife calling me. All right, peace out.
Right, because
Her
I
eyes
choose
even got
violence this day.
Yeah.
I want the people that came on stage before me to be hilarious.
You're like, I'm human.
So that's why I got Barbara Carlyle, who's like a veteran. She's super funny no matter what. Every time I've ever seen her perform, and she's been doing comedy for 40 years. And every time I see her perform, she kills a room no matter where we are in the world, no matter what kind of room. I used to do shows with her in Japan. She used to perform for all the troops all over the world. Like, she can do comedy anywhere. And that's the type of person I want with me.
Right.
Welcome to the 2-Minute Shift. 2 minutes of wisdom designed to help you pause, reflect, and to move forward in your journey. As I reflect on my journey, I think about all the opportunities that I had right in front of me that I allowed my self-doubt to get in the way of. I would sit back and analyze all the people in those opportunities or in those positions, and I would analyze their skill sets, their backgrounds, and what I saw them do day to day, and I frankly didn't see that in myself. I would even have leaders sometimes come to me and see more in me than I saw in myself. But all I could think about was, I don't have that background. I don't have those skills. What if I get into that opportunity and I fail? What's gonna happen then? I allowed that fear of rejection to make me pause in my tracks and not do anything. But it was until I got to that point of being fed up and saying, you know, I don't wanna just float. I wonder if I can soar, because I know I can just float. So I took that leap. And when I finally took that leap into those opportunities, I realized not only could I do it, I actually belonged in that room. And I had something to offer. And that's how I was really able to impact the people that I was supposed to impact, by taking that leap. After doing that over and over again, one of the first things that I learned was, you're either gonna do something great or you're gonna learn something. You only fail if you stop. And I wasn't about to stop. So if you can learn anything from me and keep from having to go through that same learning lesson, the one thing I'm going to challenge you to do is believe in yourself. Or if you don't believe in yourself, why would those people who see more in you than you see in you be advocating so hard if it wasn't something there? Take that leap, because I promise you the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to learn something or you're going to do something amazing. Either way, you're going to be better than you are right now by just taking that leap. I hope this shifted your perspective just a little.
I hear you, man. No, I seen the video. They're hilarious, dude. You are funny. The problem is you're not getting any views, so it's probably time for you to take a stroll. Not a whole stroll, a stroll down Creator Ave, bro. Creator Ave is a place that posts top quality comedy content, vlogs, podcasts, stand-up comedy. These people know funny, and I guarantee you they can get more views on your content than you can. Absolutely. But yeah, you're funny, man. Why you keep asking me that? Why would I lie to you? Do I look like a baby mama? You are hilarious, and the world needs to hear your jokes. Creator Ave. Go now. Tell them Tony sent you. I gotta go, dog. That's my wife calling me. All right, peace out.
Right, because I choose violence this day. I want the people that came on stage before me to be hilarious.
You're like, I'm human.
So that's why I got Barbara Carlyle, who's like a veteran. She's super funny no matter what. Every time I've ever seen her perform, and she's been doing comedy for 40 years. And every time I see her perform, she kills a room no matter where we are in the world, no matter what kind of room. I used to do shows with her in Japan. She used to perform for all the troops all over the world. Like, she can do comedy anywhere. And that's the type of person I want with me.
Right.
Welcome to the 2-Minute Shift. 2 minutes of wisdom designed to help you pause, reflect, and to move forward in your journey. As I reflect on my journey, I think about all the opportunities that I had right in front of me that I allowed my self-doubt to get in the way of. I would sit back and analyze all the people in those opportunities or in those positions, and I would analyze their skill sets, their backgrounds, and what I saw them do day to day, and I frankly didn't see that in myself. I would even have leaders sometimes come to me and see more in me than I saw in myself. But all I could think about was, I don't have that background. I don't have those skills. What if I get into that opportunity and I fail? What's going to happen then? I allowed that fear of rejection to make me pause in my tracks and not do anything. But it was until I got to that point of being fed up and saying, I don't want to just float. I wonder if I can soar, because I know I can just float. So I took that leap. And when I finally took that leap into those opportunities, I realized not only could I do it, I actually belonged in that room. And I had something to offer. And that's how I was really able to impact the people that I was supposed to impact, by taking that leap. After doing that over and over again, one of the first things that I learned was, you're either going to do something great or you're going to learn something. You only fail if you stop. And I wasn't about to stop. So if you can learn anything from me, and keep from having to go through that same learning lesson, the one thing I'm going to challenge you to do is believe in yourself. Or if you don't believe in yourself, why would those people who see more in you than you see in you be advocating so hard if it wasn't something there? Take that leap, because I promise you the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to learn something or you're going to do something amazing. Either way, you're going to be better than you are right now by just taking that leap. I hope this shifted your perspective just a little.
I hear you, man. No, I seen the video. They're hilarious, dude. You are funny. The problem is you're not getting any views, so it's probably time for you to take a stroll. Not a whole stroll, a stroll down Creator Ave, bro. Creator Ave is a place that posts top quality comedy content, vlogs, podcasts, stand-up comedy. These people know funny, and I guarantee you they can get more views on your content than you can. Absolutely. But yeah, you're funny, man. Why you keep asking me that? Why would I lie to you? Do I look like a baby mama? You are hilarious, and the world needs to hear your jokes. Creator Ave. Go now. Tell them Tony sent you. I gotta go, dog. That's my wife calling me. All right, peace out.
Right, in case I choose violence this day. I want the people that came on stage before me to be hilarious.
You're like, I'm human.
So that's why I got Barbara Carlyle, who's like a veteran. She's super funny no matter what. Every time I've ever seen her perform, and she's been doing comedy for 40 years. And every time I see her perform, she kills a room no matter where we are in the world, no matter what kind of room. I used to do shows with her in Japan. She used to perform for all the troops all over the world. Like, she can do comedy anywhere. And that's the type of person I want with me.
Right.
Welcome to the 2-Minute Shift. 2 minutes of wisdom designed to help you pause, reflect, and to move forward in your journey. As I reflect on my journey, I think about all the opportunities that I had right in front of me that I allowed my self-doubt to get in the way of. I would sit back and analyze all the people in those opportunities or in those positions, and I would analyze their skill sets, their backgrounds, and what I saw them do day to day, and I frankly didn't see that in myself. I would even have leaders sometimes come to me and see more in me than I saw in myself. But all I could think about was, I don't have that background. I don't have those skills. What if I get into that opportunity and I fail? What's going to happen then? I allowed that fear of rejection to make me pause in my tracks and not do anything. But it was until I got to that point of being fed up and saying, I don't want to just float. I wonder if I can soar, because I know I can just float. So I took that leap. And when I finally took that leap into those opportunities, I realized not only could I do it, I actually belonged in that room. And I had something to offer. And that's how I was really able to impact the people that I was supposed to impact, by taking that leap. After doing that over and over again, one of the first things that I learned was, you're either going to do something great or you're going to learn something. You only fail if you stop. And I wasn't about to stop. So if you can learn anything from me, and keep from having to go through that same learning lesson, the one thing I'm going to challenge you to do is believe in yourself. Or if you don't believe in yourself, why would those people who see more in you than you see in you be advocating so hard if it wasn't something there? Take that leap, because I promise you the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to learn something or you're going to do something amazing. Either way, you're going to be better than you are right now by just taking that leap. I hope this shifted your perspective just a little.
I hear you, man. I seen the video. They're hilarious, dude. You are funny. The problem is you're not getting any views, so it's probably time for you to take a stroll. Not a whole stroll, a stroll down Creator Ave, bro. Creator Ave is a place that posts top quality comedy content, vlogs, podcasts, stand-up comedy. These people know funny, and I guarantee you they can get more views on your content than you can. Absolutely. But yeah, you're funny, man. Why you keep asking me that? Why would I lie to you? Do I look like a baby mama? You are hilarious, and the world needs to hear your jokes. Creator Ave. Go now. Tell them Tony sent you. I gotta go, dog. That's my wife calling me. All right, peace out.
Right, in case I choose violence this day. I want the people that came on stage before me to be hilarious.
You're like, I'm human.
So that's why I got Barbara Carlyle, who's like a veteran. She's super funny no matter what. Every time I've ever seen her perform, and she's been doing comedy for 40 years. And every time I see her perform, she kills a room no matter where we are in the world, no matter what kind of room. I used to do shows with her in Japan. She used to perform for all the troops all over the world. Like, she can do comedy anywhere. And that's the type of person I want with me.
Right.
Welcome to the 2-Minute Shift. 2 minutes of wisdom designed to help you pause, reflect, and to move forward in your journey. As I reflect on my journey, I think about all the opportunities that I had right in front of me that I
the deal? What's the issue? What's your wish? What's your love affair? Maybe you can share. Maybe you can share. 'Cause if you do, baby, you can share.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Cougar Chronicles, where you don't have to be a cougar, but you gotta like one. I change it every week. I do. Before we get into all the topics that we'll be discussing tonight, let's take a look at our panel. I want everybody to introduce themselves and tell us where you're joining us from. We're gonna go up top over here in the right-hand corner. Malt Leasy, tell us about yourself.
Okay, boom. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's up, Cougar Chronicles? Y'all already know. Your boy Malt Leasy, Brunswick City, Georgia, Glenn County. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You know, follow me. I'll follow back, man. Malt Leasy. All that.
Thank you. Alicia.
What's up? I'm Alicia. I'm coming by way of San Antonio, Texas. Originally from Brunswick, Georgia, but this is where I've been. This is where I'm at.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Dante Brown.
What's up? It's Dante Brown from Twin City, Georgia. Your nephew, trying to figure this shit out and tune in and listen.
Okay. Dante. I see you over there in the corner with that cone head. Barbara. That's not me. That's another Barbara. Barbara, let us know who you are and where you're calling from. Tuning in from it, at least.
Barbara Fan, Twin City, Georgia.
Thank you, Barbara Fan. We haven't seen you in quite some time. Thank you for coming back. You finally realized you was a cougar, huh?
Yes.
Okay. India Gohard. How you doing, India? Tell us where you're joining us from. And it's been a long time for you because you're so busy being on that stripper pole in your living room trying to learn stuff I need to learn. Tell us about yourself.
That whole part.
Listen,
right before you said, can you join? I was about to run in my little area and do my thing, but I said, let me hop on.
Yeah, you hop on. Let that thing rest. Diane, stop laughing. Thank you for joining us in India. Angie, tell us about yourself.
Hey, what's up? This is your girl, comedian Angie, coming to you from out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
All day, baby.
All day, every day. Going over to Diane Carter. Diane, tell us where you're calling us from, where you're coming in from. You are usual.
My name is Diane Court, and I'm coming into you from Chicago, Illinois.
Well, thank all of you for joining us tonight. We're going to have us a good time tonight. I can barely talk. I'll probably be coughing, so y'all going to have to do a lot of talking for me. Y'all know I feel bad if I ain't put no makeup on. So y'all bear with me. Y'all try to look good so they don't have to focus on me, okay? Everybody, put your sexy on. Yup, y'all ain't done it yet. They're going to get there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is our 14th episode for the 2025 season. And we've been going strong, powered by the Like Mind Come Through Network. And I'm your host, Barbara Carlisle. And do realize that there is a ST on that word. I'm your host.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, so now, I'm still on the Funny and Fearless tour with Tiffany Haddish and Flame Monroe. We got a little break right now. Our next show isn't until the end of June 27th. We will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Wynn Theater, So, if you know me, hit me up. I got tickets for you. Come on out and see the triple threat that we are. We are the we are the creme de la creme. I'll put it like that. So, Dante, how far are you from L.A.? I mean, not L.A. I mean Las Vegas. You don't even know. Are you
I'm
close
sorry.
to
I'm
Dante?
still
Why are
trying
we
to.
going in and out?
I'm trying to figure this thing out. I'm sorry. I'm a 2-hour flight away. This is my first time joining.
Oh, okay. Just leave it alone and just talk. What you trying to do? You try to type what you want to say?
No, I don't. I'm on my phone, so I have to switch screens to hit the talk to speak button.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, you don't talk. Just stay here so they can think. Baba got a heap of people on there tonight.
Gotcha.
I
June
try not to say
27th.
nothing to you.
June 27th. That's your brother's
Um,
birthday.
I know that.
So hey, we might come in and watch you guys.
You might. Y'all should. Tell him that's a birthday present. I'll pay for his ticket to get in. I ain't flying him. Not from Seattle. I get him
Hey,
a comp ticket.
we can get down Southwest for $49.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, I'll pay for the ticket. I'll pay for the whole family. Hey, Latoya,
Hey, Barbara.
you can't do without your radio. Is that a radio or is that supposed to be a TV screen?
It's supposed to be a TV screen. I'm trying to get it off of here.
Oh,
There
well,
we
it
go.
looked like an old radio. As a matter of fact, I got one look like that. Well, anyway, I want to thank everybody for being on. Let me bring up what we're going to do because we have not been here in a long time. If I start coughing, please, 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 Lord, please forgive me. So much to talk about, so much to go through because, man, we are in a state of I don't even know. I don't even know what to say, man. Also, I want to tell you my other dates that I've got while I'm waiting for June 27th to come around. I will be in Birmingham, Alabama on May 18th at the Vault Bar and Lounge in Birmingham, Alabama. The guy that's putting it together, he will be on a little later today. May 31st, I'll be in Hartford, Connecticut at Sarah's. Now, when I posted that, I hope people down here didn't think I was going to be down here at my mama's place in Twin City. There's a place called Sarah's in Hartford, Connecticut, because a lot of Twin City people was going on saying, "Oh, okay, oh, okay." So no, it's not Sarah's in Twin City. It's Sarah's up in uh, um, Hartford, Connecticut. All right. And June 7th at Juneteenth, I will be performing at Juneteenth in Meta, Georgia. Meta, Georgia. So, okay. So that's me for right now. All right. Tonight's lineup, we got the Roar Report, Cougar Cravens, and the Cougar Crown Council. So y'all ready? Let's go. All right. Let's dive into the headlines making waves today. From courtroom chaos to viral gorillas, this week has been a mess and a moment. Smokey Robinson, sexual assault. 4 women have filed a $50 million lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court accusing Motown legend Smokey Robinson of repeated rape, sexual battery, false imprisonment, and creating a hostile work environment dating back to 2004, and naming his wife Frances for alleged complicity. Robinson's attorney has denounced the claims as vile, false, and an ugly method of trying to extract money from the 85-year-old icon who has denied all wrongdoings. What say y'all?
Leave him because I know Smokey Robinson personally.
You think he did that kind of stuff?
I don't think so. His nephew, Keith used to babysit us when we were kids, and they're all cool. Like, his wife, and then I don't believe none of that.
Really? So he never tried anything with you?
No, never.
You sure that ain't why you on the stripper pole? You done repressed it.
No.
Okay. Anybody else?
I feel like Quincy Jones, just like Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones left each one of his kids $71 million. I think it's just another way for them to break down generational wealth with legends. You know,
But what does
about him
Quincy
being a
have to
legend.
do
You
with
know,
Smokey's kids?
say again.
What does Quincy have to do with Smokey's kids?
Because of the way of the generational wealth. So say it's like this. Quincy Jones left his kids, each of his 7 kids, they got $71 million apiece, right? Now, in order to break down that generational wealth, Smokey Robinson is a legend. I'm pretty sure his books date way back. So here come all these people now breaking down the money factor of him and his family. You know what I'm saying? To put back into his family, into the generation. You know, I think that's yeah.
Anybody
By
else?
him at 85 years old and them
Thanks for
coming out
coming
with
on.
stuff like this. They know he finna kick the bucket. They don't want they don't want them to have the money. They want to get to somebody else.
Well, wait a minute now. That doesn't necessarily mean he's about to kick the bucket. It might just mean
I mean, he's
they just
85
trying to
years
get
old. We all gonna leave this world one day.
quick grab, you know, because people don't care about your feelings when it comes to money. You know, everybody wants to get a little piece. People come out of the woodwork. They fight over your money like they work for it.
And that's what I'm saying. He's older. They know he's older. They, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna have to leave this world when they get older. I mean, what you gonna do? How he gonna disperse his money? They trying to keep him from dispersing his money to the people that's gonna follow behind him as as him being a legend, his family. That's
You
where that's
saying it's a setup. I believe the last part, like him being verbally abusive. It's some people that work for you. He probably, you know what I'm saying. I believe he probably talked a little shit to him. You know what I'm saying.
But I mean, most bosses do that.
Robinson. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that
people. I mean, anybody knows Smokey Robinson, or even just legends. Period. It's not hard for them to get women. So why wait until 2004 to start raping people? That just don't make any sense.
It don't. Like 80
Well, no,
years
they
later.
said he did it in 2004.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So they waited how many years? 25 years to try to collect some money. And I know there is no time limit on, somebody doing some things to you. Lisa calling me, Dante, text Lisa and tell her I'm on Cougar Chronicles.
Okay.
How y'all doing? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they had a long time to come forward and say, but it just seems like now I can see. I ain't never heard about Smokey doing some things. Now I can see some Puff Daddy. You know, everybody was coming out saying Puff Daddy was doing this and that, and I've heard stories even back when I was living in New York. So I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. This
When he was lately, he's been doing all the little pelvic moves. So I don't know. He might.
That's what I'm saying. This whole video.
Let them know I'm still sexy.
This whole video creepy, man. Like, it get worse. Like look how he rubbing all on his own thighs now.
So that don't mean he rubbed on nobody's thighs in 2004.
You never seen Smokey do that. You ain't never seen Smokey do this shit, right?
He watching what they like.
But he 85. He probably taking Viagra or something.
He 85.
I don't know what it make you do.
He 85. He probably pissed on himself. He tried to see if anybody noticed. He is 85.
I think his pants would be wet.
I don't think he did it, and especially I want to know who those lawyers are for the ladies, whether it's Tony Busby or Gloria Allred. They seem to be targeting black men these days. So
that's what I'm saying. It's becoming a trend.
But why Smokey though? Smokey ain't nobody to target. We ain't worried about Smokey.
Because they looking at them. They looking at them.
They did Smokey because they couldn't get the boo boo.
Crazy part is they probably could have fired one of those ladies, and they got together all disgruntled and said, "Hey, we're gonna get some money before they get out." Or
Smokey
it
was
sucks
an
that we
important
can't.
man. An important man like that can't just be with any woman. You got to get what's close to you. They in the house. They work there. He probably was sleeping around with them women. You know what I mean? You know,
And they probably was consensual.
I wouldn't put it
Thinking
past
they
them.
was gonna get something.
Yeah.
I can't be all out here. I'm Smokey Robinson. I can't be all out here, been doing that. I'm Smokey Robinson.
You think that's what they told him, Malt Leasy?
That's what they told him, nigga. You can't, nigga. You Smokey Robinson. You better get with somebody you work with.
Now that's the kind of stuff they were saying. Puffy was saying, "I rule the world," all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think sometimes people do get the big head, and you start thinking when you can get
Puffy got
anybody
young
you
ego.
want, huh?
Puffy got kind of young ego. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about Smokey at 85. I figure he probably did dip and dabble back in the day because he was in the entertainment industry. So a lot go down in the entertainment industry that I would think. So.
And I know how women are.
Down.
Women, when you're an entertainer, you get all kind of people trying to come on to you.
Yeah, you do.
So a lot of those people set themselves up for this kind of stuff. But if he intentionally went to people and just put his hands on them, I don't know. I've sat in comedy clubs and watched how some of the women are with the male comics, and some people just don't have a filter. So I don't know. I can't imagine that. I hope that he would not do something.
I would have thought when they
pretty.
came with Bill Cosby that if it was something on Smokey, it would have came out during that era.
Come on, that part.
Yeah, why not? Why didn't everybody just jump on the bandwagon? Well, since he's talking about this, we're gonna do this. Well, look here. If it ain't Jessica,
they had a whole Me Too
look
movie.
over in the corner, Kevin. There go your Jessica. You've been missing her.
I thought you was on tour.
I am on tour, not on Mondays.
Oh, okay.
I'm generally gone. Well, tonight is not Monday, but last night, the weather was terrible and I was slippy as shit and very congested. So, but thank you for coming back, Jessica. Where's Toya? Toya, come on and go quiet. Angie ain't saying nothing. Angie, what you think about? Do you think Smokey Robinson did those kind of things those women trying to say?
No, not at all.
Back in 2004?
Not at all. No, I don't think so. They lying.
You know, the thing about it is, if it didn't bother you in 2004, let it stay.
Right.
I mean,
Let
he
it
was
stay
70
gone.
then. He could have been
Don't
going
ask
through a
for
little bit of
money,
dementia.
because if you've been this disgruntled, how is money gonna make it better for you? You should have
They
wrote
broke
it
right now.
You don't. They broke. That's why they broke. They family broke, and they trying to steal.
They
trying
broke.
to
They're looking for
steal
fast
for
money.
somebody else. Yep, they
for
trying to
fast
steal
money.
for somebody else.
Yep.
They can sacrifice.
Well, should we be mad at them, or should we just say to each his own?
As women, I think y'all should be mad because it makes it hard to believe everybody else.
True. Yeah, you right. You right on that part.
Nobody really believed Cassie until they saw that video. So it sucks.
So true.
It sucks for any woman, or especially the everyday woman who got 2 or 3 kids and can't really leave their house and nobody won't believe them. So, and my point is that if he raped you in 2004, you gonna continue to work for him for 21 years?
Yeah.
He just had that much power, I think, because if you notice every group that he brought out, they never stayed.
No, we're talking about Smokey. We know what.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Puff. I was gonna say,
Puff. Yeah, Puff was
Puff.
It was a power thing for him, and it
Yeah.
still is.
That nigga
he's
guilty.
still trying to rule from the jail.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
He gray as I don't know what though. I mean, they won't give him no hair dye, no baby oil. He ashy.
No dental, no dental floss, no nothing. But he look horrible.
He don't even look like Puffy. They drawing that man in there with all that white hair. What you saying, Kevin Kev? I know you waiting to say something. Are you still sitting up there fiending over Jessica?
Even though I'm thinking of a Smokey Robinson song when I think of
Tears of a Clown.
That too. I said I was sorry, But any good news. Listen,
Okay.
listen,
Well, I don't know. I just think if whatever they did, if you held it in this long, you can hold it in longer and let God deal with it.
well,
He did some stuff he ain't had no business doing, and
well,
they eventually pay for it.
we
How
don't
much
know.
is Smokey worth?
Well,
Hmm?
first
What
of
is
all,
What is his worth? I don't know.
yeah, net
Google it.
worth?
Google it. What did
Yeah,
they
let me
say?
see. Let me see.
first of all, he has a new album. Okay, that's right. That's how it works. Yeah, new album out. Get this controversy thing going, and just stir up some things. Now, it seems kind of. I mean, once again, Smokey Robinson been in show business for a long time,
They say it worth 150 mil.
and you ain't never say what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it worth 150 mil, dog.
Yeah, well, and he ain't never. And from the '60s and here, you ain't never heard nothing about Smokey, and now come 2025. It's just hard to believe. Let me put it that way. It's hard to believe. And once again, if you
And
get
they still look. He look decent. All that
a,
hunching ain't helping him, but he
well,
still look decent.
hold on, no. If we being honest, he looks great. He don't look decent.
Yeah, he looks great. He looks
He's
great.
still putting on a show. And like I said, most of the cast that came back from his era, they all like the Miracles. They all gone. I think except the one that was the female in there, which was his wife. I think all the Spinners are gone.
Mhm.
All the Temptations are gone, except for one guy, Otis. Otis still hanging in there. You know.
Otis still hanging in there. One
Yeah.
of the last remaining member of the Spinners died.
Right. He died this year, I think, or last year.
He just died. Recently. He just died yesterday or the day one.
No, not yesterday. He passed away a few months ago.
No. I just read it.
Oh no, you talking about what's his name? No, he was in a
John Edwards, a
right.
former lead singer for R&B group The Spinners, died Sunday. He was 80.
He was not an original. He came in 1977.
He was after Felipe Wynn.
Right. He was after Felipe, so he wasn't an original member.
Okay. Well, that's what they said. Former lead singer.
Right. He's saying
He was with the group from 77 to 2000.
yeah, and he had a stroke. He had 2 strokes, so that's why he can continue to work and whatever. But yeah, but he went there, and they really. But again, hard to come on.
Somebody needs to cut the TV off. Mute themselves. Yeah. Okay, let's move to the next topic. Okay. Lizzo. Got a little controversy here. Lizzo on the Bible. On May 7th, during a TikTok live question and answer, Lizzo described the Bible as a historical document that lacks factual accuracy in many ways and said she reads it intellectually rather than literally. Her remarks ignited online debate, with some praising her honesty and others accusing her of undermining a sacred text. What say y'all?
Well, you discuss God in the scriptures, you're always gonna get that. You're always gonna get that. And you gotta let the spirit guide you, man. But the key thing is, do you believe? That's what it boils down to. Because you got, even if you study the scriptures, you even got Paul and Stephen and all of them, they argue with one another. So you'll get that. But once again, the bottom line is your relationship. That's what it all boils down. Do you have a relationship with the master of all? So that's what it boils down to. But you're always gonna get somebody who like what you said or how you read it in the whole nine.
I mean, I used to go to libraries growing up, so I know that the Bible was in the fiction section of the library.
Really?
Yes.
Man, we can't take the Bible literally these days. Ain't nobody stoning nobody for looking at your oxen or. I think I'm not trying to make fun of the Bible. I'm just answering on your
Hey
quote.
man, listen.
I don't think we can take it literally these days and still walk around.
I think you can.
I was questioned
people
by a lot
have.
of people about that until I started. I used to be an IG, and I used to do my interviews in the library. And I say, now I know this is where I used to find the Bible. And yes, in an actual library, the Bible is in the the fiction section. Nowadays, when you have like Barnes and Nobles and all that, they're not categorized those books as that. They're categorized as or either um, what they
Reference.
kind of like references or wellness, mental health books, and all those sections. Now that's where the Bible sits now.
It's a self-help book. It's a
Yes, a
self-help book.
self-help, like in the self-help section. Yeah.
It's a
Well,
self-help book.
I consider it a sacred book. I don't know what everybody's doing nowadays, but
Well,
I'll
I
wait
know
till
who
I get to
King
heaven.
James
I ain't
was.
finna listen to y'all. I'm gonna say, Lord, you know when we was doing Cougar Chronicles, that was Alicia said you was in the fiction section.
I mean, yeah. Everybody always asking what version of the Bible are you reading? They'll say King James version, but don't even know who King James was, what he was about, what he supported, and things like that. So the Bible go way more than just the study of reading the passages in the book. It's
And then the
how
younger kids might think they talking about LeBron.
Oh yeah, okay.
Wow. Wow.
All
I
right, so
can't.
it was a
I'm
cheap
just
joke.
saying.
Hello,
You got to
I'm
know
doing
who
my
wrote
Cougar
what. You got
Chronicles.
to know where the passages came from, what was going on during the time of the writing of the Bible, the war between the Protestant and the Catholic Church and stuff like that. All that came in play with the writing of the Bible. So
So are
But
you saying you're an atheist, or you just saying are you
I'm
religious,
not an
or you are
atheist.
you?
People always go to that. I believe in God. I believe there is a higher power, but just I don't
Okay.
take everything literally that the Bible says. I understand it is a guidance for me to understand. There's nothing new under the sun. Things like that, I take my life experience and what God has shown me and got me through, and understand what those passages mean.
Mhm.
And I don't just take it literally.
It's
And
a
you know,
couple of
you have to look at it too, like yes, the Bible was written by man, so-called led by the Spirit, but man is prone to error. So
Yeah.
we're looking at the interpretation of man. So is it really factual, or is it just the opinion of different writers interpreted by King James?
the stories in the Bible to me, and I'm gonna say it just because it is. I mean, I just think they're like the stories are like it's like a reference to something. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
like he say they was the story about Noah's Ark, right? All the animals all on one boat, big storm and all that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a little far
It
fetched.
wasn't a big storm. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah, big storm. You know what I mean?
It was no storm.
They wrote the Bible in Seattle.
Okay, well,
hurricane.
go ahead. We'll look at the way you look at it. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying, hurricane storm, wherever it was, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the storm itself was the Noah's Ark. Was like the what is it? It's like a way just to get through something. You know what I'm saying? They let you know you can get through it. You know what I mean? You got to break it down how you feel about that. Oh man, if there was a guy that was willing to sacrifice himself to save something else for 40 days and 40 nights, I could go through this and come out on the other side dry type shit. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
well, may I say something here? First of all, for me, I don't play with God. That's number one. I don't play with God. And most people that really, if we being honest, talk
I
about
was just looking for you.
hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And if we're being honest, most people, they don't study scriptures. They really don't. They'll read a bit here, there, and go on what they heard somebody else say, okay, and think that they've heard throughout like, their lives. But to sit down for themselves and study it, most people do not. I get it. I understand. If you give somebody a Bible, say, here, read this, they'll look at it and go, a lot of pages, but they won't read it. I myself, when I first got a Bible, King James Version, I started Genesis, read a couple places, felt stupid, didn't know what I was reading. It was until my mother gave me a book that translated, and I read both of them. And it took me 2 years, and I finally read the whole Bible. Okay, now if you really study scriptures, it will beat you up and break you down into dust because a lot of us have to be broken spiritually. Then it turns around and builds you back up. And I employ anybody to really study for themselves. Then I started going to Bible study, et cetera, et cetera, et
Lisa,
cetera.
I'm doing my Cougar
And,
Chronicles.
and the little bits and pieces you can pick up will turn you into a better
You said by Friday.
has to boil down to the truth. And a lot of it, what it boils down to is the truth. And the truth will set you free, but it'll build and galvanize your relationship with God, period. So you can keep going on and saying, it's a what for da 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 da. I get it. To be fair, I get it. But no one, and most people that I've seen that I come across, they haven't really studied. And nor did they really want to. I was just on fire and I really wanted to study it. And I really wanted to know, because most people, they'll throw scriptures at you to make you feel guilty and less than. Okay, like my mother used to always read Ecclesiastes 5. Oh, honor your mother and your father, so their days be number on earth. All right, cool. But she never told me what after that. I said, there got to be something in it for the kids, which it is. If you keep on reading, it says to you parents, don't be provoking your children. I said, Mom, why you don't tell me that part? Oh, that wasn't my job to tell you that. Yeah, you see? So you got to read and study for yourself, and you will grow as a person. It also teaches you how to deal with other people in different corners in your life and where you go. Because if you really read and study, you will find yourself in there somewhere, because that's the one thing that has not changed through the history of time, and that's the blueprint of people. The same people that was back then are the same people here now today. That's the one thing that has not changed. And the whole thing
It has changed, though. That's what social media does. Social media changes the blueprint of people.
No, it doesn't.
No, okay.
The history of the Bible has changed as well. The last time was doing Reconstruction of the United States of America.
Yeah.
And
Which
honestly,
Bible do you read, bro? You read the Quran, Kev?
Say what?
You read the Quran?
I got a question though.
Oh.
If the Bible is the word of God, why are all of them different? Why aren't all of them the same?
There's 10 of them.
What do you mean?
The
And they're in
King
different
James version,
languages.
the New
And
King
there's
version.
1,100 versions of the Bible, over 1,100.
There's 13, 14 books missing. Like there's
Okay.
I don't know. The older you get, the more as an adult, the more you logically question.
Yeah, and it's
is
okay
there a
to
God?
question.
Is
God
there
gave us a whole brain.
Thank you.
Because I always say, like, how can I come from a man's rib and I gave birth to two men? That
And
just
the
doesn't make
only
any
other
sense to me, you
species-
know? Like,
Yes,
it
the
just
only
doesn't,
other
it doesn't make
species is
any sense
horseshoe.
to me. So it's like, you know, for me, my opinion is that religion and politics always is going to cause division. I personally don't
So
care.
that's why you have to understand who King James was. Honestly,
Listen,
you
I
said
don't
it.
care.
It's
I don't care
politics
if
and
you believe
religion.
in a rock. I don't care if you believe in a rock, as long as you ain't throwing it at nobody. We're good.
Yeah. The only other species that's a male that has a child is a horseshoe. A horseshoe.
Hey, King James, can I please say something? King James, because he didn't like women. So I don't even read the King James version of bullshit.
Yeah, he was in the
When King
incest.
James,
He was he had sex with his mother. He believed in orgies. He believed in all that stuff.
He also wrote the Atheist Bible, or the Satanic
Oh,
book
yes,
as
he
well.
did also write the Atheist Bible.
Okay, well, slow down.
the original Bible come out of Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? It's the original other Bible.
She breaking up.
And TV on like a motherfucker.
Diane.
Nah, man.
Mute your phone.
Oh, my bad. But nah, man. You know, it is a higher power. I believe in energy. That's what I believe in. Good energy. Your energy can change any situation. Let me let my plane, and I'm gonna get out the way. Go ahead.
The one
everybody
thing
can't talk at once.
disagree. The one thing I do disagree with that Bible is the Adam and Eve story. That whole scripture is a lie.
And they used it to take away from the truth of the black woman, which is Osset. In
Yes, the
Genesis,
power of the woman.
Genesis,
Yes.
right. Hold on, let me finish. Genesis is actually Isis, is the story of Osset, because the black woman is Genesis, is the beginning. We're gonna be Revelations. Osset. They called her Isis because the Greek renamed her Isis. But if you look at Genesis, Isis is at the end. So that Adam and Eve story takes away from the Semitic woman. And when the black woman in this world find out who they are and quit praising the goddamn man, because we praise the black, the black man is cool, but we keep calling God a man. God ain't no fucking man. It's a woman named Osset. And it goes all the way back. That's why John 9, the greatest quote, the greatest thing in the world is a spiritual black woman, because she knows the power she holds. You understand that? They worship the blind, but the black Madonna is the real divine. That the white folks, the Pope worships up a white man, worship the black woman, and gave us a white man named Jesus. And we still doing it.
Okay, so let's move on. I don't know if I'm learning stuff or not. Okay. Byron Scott, sexual assault. An AP News story on May 7th reports a lawsuit accusing former Lakers player and coach Byron Scott of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old girl during a team event in 1987 when he was 26. The lawsuit seeks damages under California law. Scott has not publicly responded to the allegations. What say y'all?
Make sure it's safe to say something. Okay.
Diane, mute your phone.
It happened in 87?
I guess
it happened in 87. The little girl was 15 at the time.
Mute up.
Honestly, as a man, how can you defend that? How can you defend yourself? I mean, I don't know what I was doing yesterday at 4:30, but spring of 87, I sexually assaulted if he physically raped and again, you don't want to discourage any
I'm
woman.
quite sure people who do those kind of crimes do remember that they used to do that kind of thing. If it's not a habitual thing for you, you probably was
I'm not
thinking it was
saying
something consensual. But he
I'm
was
not saying that.
26, she was 16, she was 15. It was wrong anyway. That's statutory rape.
Right. Now they done dipped off to a closet and had a makeout session. Yeah, okay. But again, we're in this age where sexual assault is looking at a woman for more than 3 or 4 seconds. So again, if he physically touched, assaulted, and raped, well, they prove him guilty. He get what he deserved. But this is it's getting tougher with the allegations. Like we were talking about Smokey Robinson earlier. That's tough. Now you're talking about Byron, who's won championships after that, who's been head coaches after that, has been all over TV, all over the world. And now May whatever 2025, you had a recollection and you remember it bright as day, and I don't know.
Well, who's to say when somebody can finally face what happened to them and maybe just like they said earlier, somebody realized, hey, it's a chance for you to get some money. This person got money. They did that to you. Make them pay for it. Most of the time, it's not the person who has been, essayed to be politically correct, as they say. It's the people around them telling them, hey, let's go get this money. So
I'm not
okay, so you want money, you want compensation, but somebody who has been sexually assaulted more than one time, nobody would listen to you back in the day. Not in 87, not in 97.
Not in 2000.
They were not in 2007. They were not listening to you. So you finally get a chance to be heard. As a woman who's been, like I said, has this happened? Oh, and you feel guilty because you were there. that was the culture. You was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you seen how women were vilified even when they did stand up in
Yeah.
court, on TV, real life, or whatever. So yes, I want some money because in the back of my mind, all this pain has been there, and I've been acting up out of this pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, yes, I do want some compensation because maybe I didn't get a job because I was in pain at that time. We can. People are in denial on what has happened to them. Men and women, sexual assault was very common. You see what people's hero Ye said, the little album to my he was doing his cousin. The cousin was younger than him, so he was the sexual assaulter.
Hey, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say that a lot of being in the military, and I was a cop for 17 years and responding to sexual assault incidents. A lot of people believe that what they did was okay. That it's like they grew up with a culture of, grabbing a woman, doing things to a female, and it was normalized.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. It was very
it's
common.
like
So anybody
a
come,
learned behavior, or it's a behavior you've seen, and then you think it's okay and you don't see anything wrong with it. So when
Yeah.
somebody say something to you, you're like, well, nah, it wasn't even like that. It wasn't like that, but it is. It's really like that.
it was always like that. She always didn't like it, but you thought
Yep.
remember they used to say no means yes.
Whatever.
And too, with sexual assault, as far as molestation, when it came, you were told not to tell, or the people, you didn't have anybody to go to when it was somebody in your family, and and the abuse just kept happening over and over again, and people start thinking this is how things are supposed to be. And it wasn't until the real Me Too movement that people began to feel better about saying, "Hey, this is what happened to me."
And a lot of times you were told that it's your fault. If
Yeah,
somebody
it's your
find out, it's
fault.
your
Yeah.
fault. And then it was told to you in such a way that you believe that it was really your fault because it's something
Hmm.
that you did. So they make you feel guilty about that. And then you all these years you go along thinking that you did something wrong when it's really not you, it's what they're doing. But they brainwash you to believe that it's your fault.
I bet you it'd be generational wealth of, learned behavior, man, trauma. Somebody did it to them, they normalized it. They did it before that, they normalized it.
Yeah.
And it,
Hurt people hurt people, you know?
hmm
So at
but
the
they don't
end of the
even
day,
realize it be hurt though. They don't realize the hurt, and that
so
be
at
Yeah.
the
the
problem.
so at the end of the day, the money make it all better though. That's what I
No,
heard.
it's not
The money don't make it better. It doesn't make it better.
I'm just
But
saying though, why not just get the nigga locked up? You know what I'm saying? And say
well,
you don't get compensated any money. Say no money was involved. You could just get the accuser. I mean, not the accuser, but the culprit locked up.
perpetrator.
where the
Perpetrator,
rich
culprit.
the rich always find a way to pay their way out of it. So they're gonna pay off anyway.
I'm
They
saying
don't want to
justice
go to
though.
jail.
Justice though. So that means you got a price.
Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's
No,
So
advocate.
they
Y'all.
don't hurt nobody
it's,
else.
it's not a
So they
price.
don't
It's
hurt
not.
nobody
It's
else. I get.
it's just not a price. That nope. I'm not trying to change your mind because you're gonna see it the way you're gonna see it. And one of my coworkers when we were talking about this, he's like everybody took pussy,
Mm.
and so
Wow.
when I
Hold up.
honestly, brother,
Not
no disrespect.
everybody.
When I
Yeah,
hear
look,
you defending it,
Okay, well,
I wasn't at that party, but you know what I'm saying.
That was that P Diddy party.
Jessica, who's pretty
Yeah,
baby?
Not everybody.
I wasn't there.
no, I didn't say that. I'm not saying that. It's a male coworker because he has done it. He
Got you.
normalized it.
Yeah,
oh,
we
I
call
didn't
him
accuse
though, but
anybody
I
of
understand what you're
anything.
saying.
I think we're in a position where we all have to reserve judgment like anytime we hear it, because for every man that's found guilty, we've seen cases of Trevor Bauer or Jonathan Majors where someone upset like verbally attacked him. You know what I'm saying? Just went
Shannon
after him just
Sharp.
because with that Shannon Sharp, or I don't know. Again, we got to reserve judgment. But you see, there's people who specialize in this stuff like Tony Busby or Gloria Allred, where they just attack people's character, and they get people on the side to try to shame you. So again, any woman who's been sexually assaulted, I apologize, and that's
Did you do
horrible.
it, Dante?
Did I? Oh, do what?
Sexual assault.
Oh man,
You apologizing
for any woman who's been hurt.
Oh, okay.
Look at here,
That's
man.
as a general. As a man, you are apologizing. Okay.
You know how
I
we
thought
grew
you
up.
out here.
We got ass whoopings. Hell no. I don't come close to it. I'm too handsome.
Hell no.
I'm too handsome to go to jail.
You too handsome.
I can't fight for my booty. No. I'm too handsome. No, thank you. But I'm just saying, we're just in a hyperactive society now where somebody can come out and say, hey, such and such, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The guy got arrested on the bus the other day trying to slide by some crowded people. The white lady accused him of touching her butt. He got arrested. You know the history of our people, how many people were lynched and killed for less. So I think we're in a situation where we need to reserve judgment until we have actual facts or we know what's going on. Or how many people we've defended and they actually did stuff. So
yes.
It's just crazy.
Yes, like I say, it's some shit that's normalized with people you wouldn't think. Like, wait a minute, where'd you get that from?
Well, yeah. It's no absolutes. It's no one way or whatever. And I hate to say this, but I believe black women before I believe the others.
Wonder why?
Because the others are always about money. They really are about money. And they put themselves, okay, case in point with Cosby. I know people, and we all know people being in, a lot of us, I can see comedians, whatever. They knew who Cosby was. So they was like, they'll take that L. They'll take the rape to get to the next level. Somebody stood in my house. I was producing a play, and she stood in my house and said she would do it to get where she needed to go. And we were like, everybody was quiet. We didn't say shit. We were just like, well, okay. So
I
yeah,
believe it. I believe they will do stuff just to set people up as well. And then we have some.
They do.
We have some black women that do that too. But
no. What's the name? Oh, what's it? The boxer. Well, I can't think of my Brooklyn brothers.
Robin Givens did it to Mike Tyson.
The other girl did to Mike Tyson. Not Robin Givens. Robin Givens did it too, but the other one that he went to jail for raping.
I'm on Cougar Chronicles.
How y'all don't remember her name? The one who did it to Mike Tyson, the one he went to jail for.
Oh, okay.
Desiree? Was it Desiree?
Oh yeah, Desiree. So I'm not for sure.
It was a long time ago, but she set him up. She told the other girls she was gonna set him up. She set him up. Now she was lying. She set him up. Desiree, I think her name was Desiree, but I might be making something up. It was so long ago, 30 something years ago. But yeah, he went to jail.
Was this with when that she's not talking about the same thing, Dante, where what's her name? That they were all in the beauty contest thing.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. But
that was with Mike Tyson.
Her name was Desiree Washington. She was 18 years old.
Desiree Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who did she try to set up?
He set up Mike Tyson. He went to jail for it.
Oh, okay. Is that the one, Dante, that Jackie? Is that her name from Garfield? They were both in the beauty thing. You might have not have been born, so I don't know.
It was in 92. The girl that was
92.
in the beauty contest
Yeah, Dante was born because that's the
Washington.
year I had my baby.
92.
That was her name. She was in the beauty contest. She was 18 years old. Desiree Washington.
Yeah, she set Mike Tyson up. She told one of her roommates. She was like, "I'm gonna get this
Isn't that
money."
the one where she went and she put the
in the garbage. Yep.
The pad in the trash can.
Yeah.
Diane, mute your phone.
Yeah, she set him up. She set him up. She was black, but she set him up.
Okay. All right.
So women do lie for money. Nobody. So, but a lot of men are guilty too. too, but women do lie for money. Mike Tyson was totally set up. He was young and dumb, and yep.
He had his ego on. He was at his peak. He was peaking where he was speaking then.
Diane, mute your phone. Okay. Wendy Williams and Don Lemon team up. Sources tell the source that Don Lemon and former talk show host Wendy Williams are in talks to co-host a new TV project exploring formats from a studio chat to a streaming series with a possible summer launch if a deal is struck. Both are aiming for a comeback. Lemon after his sixth CNN exit, and Williams after her 2022 health hiatus. What say y'all? I don't know about that one. Is Wendy ready to be back?
I don't
I
think
think
she's ready
so.
right now.
I think she could. You know why? Because when it's like when you've been doing something and it just kicks back in. I think it'll bring her back to life. We know that she has issues, but I think she is ready. If she was never so great at it because I stopped watching her because she doesn't love herself being black. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I watched her just disrespect us and lord over white people. But what happened to Wendy way before she exited, she couldn't get any like big celebrities or what they call A-list celebrities because she was so confused. She would give one celebrity or other celebrities credit, and they start feeling so disrespected. Be like, oh, I liked it. She told one of them white actress, I liked you on Dynasty. She said, I was never on Dynasty. That white woman was pissed. She didn't do her research. She didn't have her cute cards. Remember, she used to take the cards from under her wig. Because I used to do a bit about her taking the cards from under her wig. She was never so great at it. So if she was ever ready, she's ready. She's gonna be the same.
What about Don Lemon?
Don Lemon is phenomenal. They just thought that Don Lemon was one of those brothers that they could control, and when they found that they couldn't,
they found out he was too. They started thinking he was too big for his britches.
Yeah, they was like,
as
wait,
they say down south.
He thought, yeah. So Don Lemon is actually a phenomenal interviewer and a very intelligent man. But he thought the white ice was colder, and he thought he could kiss his way, and then he got tired of being stepped on and treating like the white boy's toy, and he started standing up for himself. And they said, oh, bye, N-word, bye. So I say go for it. Like there's a space for us all. We have to learn to do stuff independent of palm-colored people.
Yeah, you got to try. We keep saying, oh, they're gonna shut us down. They're gonna shut us down. But if all of us keep trying and moving forward, you can't do nothing but let it happen.
They cannot shut us down. We're far past that.
Yeah.
If people who disagree agree, if Target didn't show people what we can do.
Yeah.
And it was still some black people was going to Target, but most of us did not. Target was like, building. We're sorry.
With so much that's going on in the world today, I think we're just laying back in the cut just to see what's going to happen. And all of a sudden, it's our time.
It's about to be on and popping.
Yeah, it's FAFO.
It's about to be Wild West. And just like the Wild West, we're going to have nothing to do with it. They done brought that. I don't want to even talk about this fool, but he done brought them white South Africans here. The white Americans, them poor whites.
You're sending immigrants away, but bringing immigrants in and charging them to line your pockets. Oh my God.
But the white Americans
I don't
are going
to
tear them up. The white Americans going to tear the white foreigners up. It's about to be a white on white war. We ain't going to have shit to do with it. They're going to tear each other's head off. They about to mark me. They going to tear each other's plucking head off because white people are brutal anyway. People like, I'm part white and my grandmother's white. Them some brutal.
But we as Black Americans need to understand the move we need to make. It's like chess. You know what I'm saying? We can't sit back and watch. That means it's time for us to move on the chessboard. That's how I look at it.
Absolutely is. Absolutely.
It's the same as sitting back and watching. I'm saying we got to be methodical.
People
have to be methodical.
Yeah, you got to be methodical. They got the 90-day test. You got to pay attention to the actual shit that's running the chessboard as our president. Oh,
We
excuse me.
do have to be ready because we're gonna have opportunities. Trust me, we're gonna have some opportunities. They're about to take each other's head.
Hey, Triple P, mute your phone.
Hello?
Mute your phone. Mute your
Just
phone.
like the
I'm
tariff.
stuck.
You stuck in the car.
I'm stuck in the trunk. I can't get out.
What the hell you doing in the trunk?
My wife packed me in there.
What kind of shit is this turning into?
Okay.
Can't get out. You got to get out.
Hey, it's got to be a pull. It's got to be a pull plug.
Baby, I'm finna lock his ass up in this motherfucker. Just mute it, please. Mute the thing. I'll get muted. I love Miss Parker. She knows.
Mute your phone. He's not muted. Anyway, let's move on. Locked in the trunk. What kind of reverse?
Can we be worried?
I don't know. He breathing. As long as he breathing, don't worry.
And if the car's not too old, there's a lever in the trunk to get you out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Either that or bang on
it's
it.
Orange. It's orange in most cars.
Oh, it's orange, right? You just pull it and it pops open. There's a safety thing.
No, he need to get off of the
Unless you
they
got
tired of people throwing.
1975,
Kick
there's
the
a
back
safety.
seat down.
He
Kick
need
the
to get
back
off
seat down.
and call the cops.
You better
Just
get off.
kick the back seat down.
You better get off here and call 911.
He need to get off here with us.
I don't know what he think we gonna do. Have a
Probably
seance?
locked his phone in the trunk. If he got
Whose
earbuds
voice
on,
is that?
his phone in the trunk.
Bust out the tail light.
That's Triple P. That's
Bust
Triple
out
P.
the tail light and put your cell phone in the tail light. Kick the tail light out.
He's calling on the phone to tell us he locked in the trunk.
Okay.
And we all the way in another state. We don't know where you at.
It's a joke. He has to be joking.
We don't even know what kind of car it is. It's probably a truck. He on the back of the truck. It won't even let the tailgate down.
A 72 deuce and a quarter.
Still on?
Yeah,
because he just
if
muted,
if
right?
you're
So
in
he
a
hear us.
72, he's stuck. If you're in a 72, you stuck. If you're 75, you're stuck. If you're in a 92, you're stuck. But if you in something in 2000, you can liberate yourself.
He'll be all right. Go to sleep. Somebody'll find
you. Follow the snore.
Okay. Bill Gates is giving away fortune. In a BBC News interview this week, Bill Gates announced he plans to give away 90% of his wealth via the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and wind down its operation by 2045, accelerating grant making over the next 2 decades. He also criticized recent cuts to U.S. foreign aid and said his philanthropy, will focus on health, climate, and education initiatives. What say y'all? I don't know. I was kind of ticked at
he got
him
2 more
because
days left.
I thought he was genetically modifying too much food. I thought he was trying to play God. So I don't know what to think right now.
He was
guess you
trying
have
to
do
play
some
God.
research into the things that he's actually supporting, where the money going. Because there's always say follow the money. So when you follow the money, then you'll see if it's real or something that is good for future, your kids, your grandkids, whoever. So, yeah.
Well, I don't think anything that is genetically modified is good because, I mean.
Well, he ain't the only one doing it. So
I know, but he's buying up a lot of land. He had bought up a lot of land. He's planting a lot of genetically modified plants and all that. So I don't know what to think.
I don't
Well,
know.
I heard his
Canada owns the most land in the United States. So unless he has some dealings with those companies, Canada owns the most land in the United States. Not China, not Japan, not none of this stuff, but Canada does.
Well, Bill Gates started buying up quite a bit of land. I don't know how much he acquired, but he has so many hundred thousands of acres in different states.
He acquired American farmland for the GMO potatoes that you buy from McDonald's.
We
Rallies,
already
and
eat this shit.
I mean,
Yeah, we all do.
he's always said he was never leaving his money to his kids. He's always said that. But
And his
again, like
wife left him too.
she left,
Yep,
yeah. But again, we
he did.
say you got to follow the money.
I
He's
think he was maniacal, and I think he's having
But
maybe doubts again, or I don't know.
Yeah,
but
But
because
think
he
about it
already
on his
2045,
way
that's a
out.
long
After
time
he
away.
after he leave this world, it's really nothing he can too much do of how the world changes and where the money goes. Really.
I
Yeah.
think he probably going really soon. That's probably why he said that. He probably knocking on death's door. He probably got what's that, pancreatic cancer, or some shit.
How old is he?
That's how I feel like he can't, the world changes. People gonna find loopholes and paperwork to change what his wishes were, all that shit. So that that's just
Hmm.
I mean he gonna be gone.
Yeah, but that's why he's trying to get rid of as much of it as he can. So what he's done, Bill Gates has actually, I'm just going to throw a number out there because I can't remember the exact number. But out of all the children that was dying from like not like cancer or anything like that, but just the fact that they don't have no nutrition, so they weren't
Hmm.
being fed properly. They weren't being getting the regular medicine. So there was a type of medication that was being given to rich people. The kids were getting it, they didn't really need it or whatever. So what he did was that same medicine he took and he took it over into the countries where they didn't have any of that. So that's why he's so upset with them cutting the aid that they did with the federal government. So
Yeah.
what he did was he went over and he supplied them with what they needed that they could live, and where I'm just going to throw a number out where let's say that 5 10,000 kids were dying, and that has been reduced down to maybe like 3,000 now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing a number out there, but it wasn't exactly that number because I can't remember exactly the number they said on when they interviewed him. But they have Bill Gates have contributed more to those countries where they're poor, they don't have the medicine, they don't have the food, they don't have any of those things. Now, everybody that has money doesn't do everything right. He has plans where some of the stuff, but he's pro science, and that's a good thing because if the science can save lives and the vaccines and so forth and so on, why would you stop them? So what they're doing now in the United States, all of those things that we have used over the years to keep us safe and to keep us from dying and the disease and so forth and so on, they don't want to give us those anymore. They don't
And
want to give
that's
them to our
all a part of
kids.
Project 2025
Yeah,
because
so that was.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. So now what Bill Gates is trying to do is they were saying, I saw a couple of interviews with him about giving away this money. He says he can never spend that money in his lifetime, all that he has. So his plan is to give away all of it. He said, by the time I leave here, it should be gone. Now, is he going to have something for himself? Of course. I mean, he's not trying to, he's not trumping. Okay. He's not doing any of that stuff, trying to bank pile money and so forth and so on, and take from this one and take from that and dumping it on, in him, in his bank account. He's trying to empty his bank account in order to do what he's been doing in order to take care of people that that don't have no resources or nothing like that. So whether there's some things that he's doing that is not good, I don't know. But I do know the good that
now
he is doing and has done has benefited those
his
countries where
stance,
those kids were dying
his
for just
stance
like simple
changed.
vaccine.
His
Yeah, I
stance
think so.
changed totally. He was one of those people that was like, well, genetically modifying all the plants and doing this and all that, and you know, uh, doing it so that we'd be eating insects and all this kind of stuff, putting all that kind of stuff. And then I don't know what triggered it, but he certainly flipped the script and he
I would
became
rather eat
more
insects than some of this
humanitarian.
stuff they make nowadays.
Well,
No, I
listen,
rather.
I'll never forget when my kids were young. They were real young. Briar Ice Cream started doing, they had a news thing that flashed on news when we were living in Pennsylvania, and the kids were like in elementary school. Brianna was like in like kindergarten or something like that, and they flashed this thing on the thing where Briar Ice Cream had been putting this stuff, and they said it wasn't like the regular, like you do your milk and your whatever and make ice cream. They were putting this whole nother thing they had modified, and they had this big old news report about it. And so we're going back about, what, 25 years. So they were doing that way back then. And now I stopped buying. I don't buy Briar ice cream. I don't buy Briar anything because of that one thing 25 years ago. So I've never eaten it since. But the thing of it is that they at least was reporting it back then. They're no longer reporting it like they're doing it now. So you're eating things that you know that you don't know. So the ones that they do report on, or you hear this, or you know this, at least they are not being secretive. At least it's out there. At least you know what it is that they're doing. And Bill Gates thinking that what he was doing when he first got into doing this was he thought he was helping and he thought he was changing things for the better. But over time, you realize that you're not doing that.
Mhm.
So you learn something. And he has learned some things. And whether he's getting it all right now, I don't know. But I do know, I'm thinking about all of those millions of kids that are alive now that would have been dead if things had kept going without him. And the fact that he's dropping all that money in order to help those foreign countries or those countries where they don't have nothing. And when they took that aid, they took everything.
I really don't understand uh, how the whole administration right now and the things that they're doing. You're taking money from key places, and somehow it's ending up in where I don't know. You went in, you allow people to go into people's accounts and take their go into their bank account, go into all their personal stuff and move money where you wanted to move it. You stop so many kind of things, and but you're getting gold planes from other countries. You're getting money. People, you're charging these. You're bringing these people over here, but you're charging them $500,000 to come. Where's that money going?
Going in their pockets.
Hell yeah.
You see it every day, and we've seen throughout history how
Hey,
many empires have fallen. They're
about 10
trying to
minutes. About 10
they're
minutes from
trying
where she talking about gold planes, about 10 minutes away from here, it's a company that make those planes where they had gold, put them all them sheiks and all them planes you talking about, gold toilet stools and all that. They that's where they do them. That's one of the places they do them right there. It'd be like 50 planes on the runway they be fixing on and pimping out. Be right
It's
here.
crazy.
And the thing of it is that the president of the United States took a bribe before all of the world. And nobody did anything about it. Nobody arrested him. Nobody did nothing because you're compromised. You already know that he's compromised with Russia because
How
that's
can he
his
be
boy.
arrested when
oh
Pam
So
Bondi is the
Why?
attorney general and she
I
ain't
know, but that's
done
what I'm
nothing
saying.
about it, and she used to work for the people in Qatar?
Yeah,
Why?
but what he's doing, what he did was he put people in key places. All of those people that he fired, he took out all of the checks and balances, so nobody can't do anything. You don't know what he's doing. You're not monitoring him. He's bringing people in that have not been vetted to see what
Qualified,
they are done.
certified, none of that.
None of that. And then you're firing people, and the planes are coming out the air, and everybody want to say we're gonna do an investigation. You don't need to do an investigation. You hired a guy cussing people that you fired. Okay, that's what you need to do. If you ain't got no engineers to work on the planes and the ones that know what they're doing, then of course things are going to start to fall apart. You can't fire
And who's
everybody.
to say that some of these people that he's firing aren't sabotaging things?
It doesn't matter whether they. I don't think they are because they
I
can't even
think
get in
people are
there.
starting to know their worth,
Yeah,
and they
and I.
starting to, and they like, hey, we need to be paid this money here. So you know what? We're gonna get them out the way, and we're gonna put these here that know a little bit what's going on. It's yeah. The checks and balances is unbalanced.
Yeah, because they're not even hiring the ones that know. They're not even filling the positions. That's what he did in his first administration. He fired all those people, didn't refill those positions. That's why he could have went into the archives and took all them files out, and but nobody did to check him. And then
I
just
can
carried
I
him right
can
on out the White
understand some of
House.
the positions going away because is such thing as a made up position.
Well,
I can
yeah, there it
understand the
is.
made up. Yeah, you
Elon
know what I'm
Musk
saying?
got
But
it.
look at all the
Elon
positions that
Musk is in
he's
that
making
position
up.
that's made up. That's a made up crap. So how you gonna fire people that are actually doing a job, and then you're gonna put people in that ain't doing nothing? And then when you gave Elon a job, he brought in people with him, not vetted, tapping into everybody's information. You're and
Hackers,
putting it out on the black market.
hackers.
They putting it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you what
they have
they're
everything.
putting more money in the billionaires' pockets right
Most
now.
definitely.
They're stacking up. They stacking up right now. That's what happening. They stacking up, literally.
They are backing up their they listen, they got more. It's just sad that you have no checks and balances in place because he removed them all. He
Be-
spent his first administration putting people in play. They should have got rid of everyone that he hired, but they
Yeah.
didn't. And
But
then
it's
on
just
top of
not
that,
about the
because
United States, though. He pay people and companies and factories in play overseas. Them things that we want to bring those back to the U.S. It ain't nobody in the U.S. right now ready want to go work in a factory.
it
So
ain't
stop
nobody
playing.
gonna work in the factory. They
Yeah.
done built
So
them all
stop
up here in
playing.
Jersey.
So
They
the money they've been putting those American factories in other countries right now. So that's where the money's going. So they're still stacking, while over here they're taking away the malls, they're taking away the things that we used to go to and shop at, and now they got a
I
cheap
see you got out the
advertisement.
trunk.
They got cheap advertisement because everybody want to be on the social media advertising their stuff. While I don't care, people say they make money. Okay, cool. Why you making pennies? Why they still making millions and billions of you uh giving them credit or advertising their product? They don't got to pay them stars no more contracts and millions and billions of dollars to do that no more. No, they got us.
Mm-hmm. But
People
those
that want
factories,
attention, want to be seen, want to be part of something, because that's how the world is changing.
These people planned and executed for the last 6 years, and they showed you that when you come together, you can literally take over the world. I mean, I'm not a Republican.
Yes.
I don't support any of that crap, but we should all be taking lessons from it.
We think
well,
we
let
the
one
weakest
thing.
link, and we not the weakest link. We the money, we the workers. We make this country go like a goddamn train around this motherfucker.
I'm
we're
saying
on
we
the
got
foundation of America. But those factories they built in Jersey, New York, all over, those factories are owned by the Asians. So
Not all of them. So the ones that here on 541 by me, and then they got them right there straight down 130 by me. Those factories they built, who you gonna get in there to work? Because it ain't gonna be us. Well, this one lady that works for a Catholic charity, she said that they put them in, they made them all for us, for the minorities and the browns, so that we gonna go in there and work. I think, just like the Bible says, Sharon is crying for her children because the blood is running down it's going all over the street. You try to get a black person go in a factory and work, there gonna be some bloodshed. Okay, they ain't doing it. We're
They
not
ain't
they're gonna
going
doing
be
that
back
what I'm
to where
saying.
we ain't
So
going back to where we were. Ain't
I
nobody.
work in
You
a
can't
factory.
listen. You can't even get them to work in the office. You
I work
got
in a
people that.
factory. I work in back of a car.
Hey, somebody is in a trunk. Not
So you listen, he
y'all
ain't gonna be
okay?
doing much work no more because nobody don't
Yeah,
come
was
and get
that
him
a
out of that
video?
trunk.
y'all
He
see
So
got out the trunk. Didn't y'all see him out the trunk? Now he done got his butt back in
no
the trunk.
somebody is in the trunk. Somebody can go help him.
Yeah. Was that blurry? Did you
He
see
ain't in
that?
no trunk. He got
No,
out of it.
he got himself in that trunk. He was just out, and then he
Cause
got in the trunk.
I had
God,
to
he need
look.
privacy. I've been
What?
watching him the whole
I looked
time.
down. I'm like, is somebody in the trunk?
but you
Peasy.
know
I
what though?
Watching him
Because
the
you know
whole
what
time. He put himself in the trunk.
And
you
he's
made a
wiping his
point.
car down.
One of you guys made a point because you said they want to be seen, they want to be acknowledged, they want to be recognized. Well, this is a prime example of that. Who would put themselves in the trunk except there's some okay.
Okay.
shut the trunk. Please shut it, y'all. I need privacy.
I'm just saying, like, we just not economically. I think that us as black people need to start getting more knowledgeable of and the things and how it works on the board. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I say, no, they're not going to bring them factories back to here. We listen to, oh yeah, we're bringing factories and jobs back. No, because we not going to go to them factories. We not. So
I
yes,
know I ain't going to them. I
they
don't
have found a
retire.
place
I'm the new Jack in the
overseas, and
Box,
they
y'all.
have found a place overseas in these other countries to build those factories that we're not going to work in, but we're going to still be the spenders.
Latoya, don't laugh. Don't
We're
laugh at
gonna
that
be the
fool.
the black people are the highest spending race there is. The $1 trillion. We're the $1 trillion.
Yeah,
And
we
what's
are.
so funny about
Mm-hmm.
it, you're absolutely right. Because here you are living in the ghetto. You can't get a good house. You can't get a this and that. But you could step outside your house with nothing but name brand on. And then you got your nails done, your hair done, and whatever. And now they want to put you out because you ain't paid your rent. So the thing of it is priority. You got to figure out what it is that's important. Now, the one thing that is necessary, because our ancestors died for this purpose and died for us to have a voice. Power has always been with the people, and it ain't gonna never change. But if the people don't realize their power, then that's where the stalemate comes in at. Now, if you don't know that your voice matters, if you don't know that your voice is what's gonna change everything, then you're not gonna, then they've taken you, they've silenced you. They've stolen your power because they stole your voice. Now, if you don't have to be Republican, you don't have to be Democratic, you don't have to be independent, but you must be something. Because if the change is going to happen, then it's up to you to make the change. If you're looking for a change, you are the change.
I'm
True.
the change, baby,
But the
right here.
power is in ownership.
And you need to get up out of
In
that
this
trunk
America
and
we
if
live
you're going to
in,
make it.
the power is in ownership, period.
The power
Ownership.
is in with the people, and if you don't get up and let your voice be heard, if you don't get up and go and make
Man.
sure it is that who you gonna put where they're gonna go at, and make sure, and it doesn't just start with the president of the United States. There are other offices that need to be, you need to vote on, you need to care about, you need to make sure your
Senator,
children are
your
gonna go to
mayor,
a
your
school.
governor,
It's so much.
congressman.
It's
Yes.
so much that you need to do. It's your freeholders. It's it's so much, and we can make
People
that
don't
change. We got a voice.
when they get the reconstruction of the Constitution, it showed us then like we how where you the sovereign states now, yeah, he giving back all them states to say, hey, you can choose on what you want to do. You want to execute, you want to do this and that, we're going to give you that power. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a cohesive as American United States decision. It's saying we're going to give certain powers and certain laws to certain states to do what they want to do, whether it be education, whether it be execution, prison reform, whatever it is, housing or the
Every
homeless
American need to get in the trunk.
programs.
Get in the
No,
trunk.
no,
Do what you
and
got to do.
that's why it's so important that we get up and vote. Because how is it that you don't want to go out and vote because you don't agree with anything that's put before you, but everything that's put before you, if you don't vote, you'll end up with a president that's a criminal in the seat. And
Yep.
then you're
Okay.
going to end up with
Yep.
with somebody that has been prosecuted, has been proven that he's a rapist. You're going to put him on the seat. Then you're going to, those things matter. And yeah, there's everything that they're putting before you. There's something good somewhere, somehow. And if you make a decision this time and that didn't work out, make another decision the next time and maybe it'll be better. But
Preach.
the
Hey,
thing of it
I
is
tell you,
you have got to use your voice because
every
voice is
person
what
in the
changes
world,
things.
The
every
voice.
person in the world, think about it. Even us just on here, if you know 10 people, you out of them 10 people, it might be somebody you know that's in politics, somebody that has a voice, somebody that likes to
Got a
be in the
voice.
city council, or somebody that needs
I
to
think
go
it's still
the
rigged.
town hall
I'm in the
meeting
trunk.
and
Yeah.
all that stuff like that. You know what
It's
I'm
still
saying?
rigged.
So we round these people. So we
It
we
may be
we
rigged, but if we still have to vote, there is no
yeah, and then yeah, you
we
still have to vote. So
disenfranchise ourselves. We
you
really
find your
do.
tribe. You
We
find the
really have to
tribe.
vote. Even
The,
if you just vote for the local judge, because you say, oh, my cousin
exactly.
didn't get justice
Oh
when he went
yeah,
to court because you didn't vote for the local judge.
you
We,
doggone
I
right. You
will put
said some stuff
myself in
then.
it.
Vote
We
for
are
Triple
too,
You
P.
said some stuff
The
then. You
trunk.
sure right.
He said,
we
vote
are
for Triple
ignorant.
P in the trunk.
We
Let me
are
tell you
ignorant. We
something.
do not
Jasmine,
understand these
Politics
things.
and
most
economics.
definitely, Jasmine Crockett is a key. She was out there as a young girl and she
She
saw
stays in
this
Texas.
guy got arrested and got 25 years for stealing a jacket.
A
She
jacket.
protested that and then she got
25
arrested
years still in a
because she
jacket?
protested. Yeah, 25 years.
Yeah.
So she
Uh-uh.
protested about that and
You need to
then
come
they
in the trunk
arrested
with me.
her
I
and
hide
put
her.
her in jail. But guess
I hide
what?
her. Tell her
All of
come in
the
the
stuff
trunk.
that she
That
saw,
jacket.
all of the things that it stayed with her and it made her become who she is. And it made her go after what it was that she wanted because she was determined to stand for what is right. And now
Yes,
she
I
learned the
like
law. She
her.
studied the law. She did what was necessary in order for her to make a change with what happened to a kid way back when she was young. And
Oh,
she changed. So that's
She's
what we do.
smart.
This
She
is
is
how we do
smart.
that. So
She is smart.
if we want things better in any
yeah.
aspect, no matter what it is, whether it be your child's school, I can go to, let me tell you something. When they told me that my son had to take these less classes because this is what the teachers chose, I went to the school 7 o'clock in the goddamn morning and I wanted to meet with every one of his teachers. And I
I
did.
saw.
And I told them, they says, well, Tim this and Tim that, he deserves, and we think this. And they said, Miss Missy, what do you think? I said, my son could walk through every one of y'all classes. I said, the only
You know
teacher I should
what?
be meeting
Every
right now is
American
this
need to
math.
get into Trump. That's gonna change
Every
lives.
one,
Every
the only
American
person I
get into
should be
Trump.
speaking right now is with this math teacher. And I says, and then I told the math teacher, I said, it's not that he don't know how to do your work. I says, but for some reason, he don't like you.
Yeah, amen.
So what you have to do is you got to fight. If you don't fight, if you lose your fight, you lose your voice. And if you lose your voice, what's gonna happen?
You're
You have to
Well,
do what you
I
got
don't
to
know.
do in
I
order to
feel
make the
my child.
change.
I don't care who
Amen.
don't like you. If you know
Every
he know
American need to
who
get into
he is
Trump.
and he got a
That
brain
change
for it,
lives.
show up every
Change the
time.
attitude.
Show up.
And that's
Show
what
up.
they
But
do. They try to take
mute yourself.
everything. They try to take everything from our children, and if we don't step up and we don't be that voice and we don't show them that they have every right to stand up and be loud and to be their voice and use their voice. And if they think you're too emotional, they think you're too passionate. No, if you see something that is wrong and you make it
I
your
be
job
back
to
in
make
5
it
minutes. I got
right,
TV.
then you do what is necessary to do so. And that's where our right to vote is. That's why our people marched. That's why they died. That's why they got washed down with hoses. That's why they got hung in trees. They did all of that because they wanted to use their voice and they wanted to shut us up. And now
And
they've
they're
shut
doing
us
that
up because
now.
they're
Social
letting us.
media are shutting them up because they're giving them such a facade. They're supposed to be paying attention to so much other shit, like the Diddy case and all that shit that they don't have nothing to do with their human basic rights to live on this earth, to be happy, to do what they're gifted at, whatever it is. And our world paying attention
And
to so much
while
other shit.
they're doing all that, he has made an executive order that would allow the police and whoever to have full reign, full
Get rid
full
of
force
habeas
over
corpus.
people of color.
Get rid of
Okay,
habeas corpus. That's
he
what it
did.
is.
However, I know the Lord, his executive orders don't mean shit until they get past Congress. It doesn't. They are literally trying to rile us up and they keep reporting all this stuff. The shit he's signing doesn't mean anything yet. It's we even me who studied government and all of that. I don't have a law degree. We ignorant, myself included. I did some research. That executive order doesn't mean shit. It
Not
doesn't.
until it goes through
It,
Congress.
it's
And
a
that's what
Not
people
yeah.
he
It's a
he
means
get
the
up there
functional.
and
balance of
talk.
power. There's three branches of government. The fact that we better start voting in the midterm elections and all elections,
All of them.
I
All of the
promise you will
elections.
change. With the
Yes.
stuff we have, whatever crumbs we have now, is because my mama voted and her mama voted when they first was able to vote, and my daddy voted, who are all gone. I'm telling you, the vote is everything. Your voice is everything. I work in public school. Our voices are everything. I don't. They tricked us. They played us. They lied to us. Don't say nothing. Don't beg the man for nothing. We live in this world with the man. We built the goddamn country. We better speak up.
Yes,
How
Yeah,
much
sir. And you
I
how
better
much
fight because
longer
you have
understand
every
Entertainment.
because
right to.
she
You
how
gave
have
much
your voice
longer do
every
we
right.
have to
everything.
vote
You
for the
even
rest of
in
the 2 weeks?
entertainment. Whether
Okay.
you agree with the
It's
movie
you
theaters or
have
Let's
not.
do
every.
it like this. Sandra,
I'm
hold on a
totally
minute.
agreeing.
Sandra, hold on a minute.
Yes.
If you want, because everybody's overrunning everybody. If you have something to say, please use your hand thing, and I will, because everybody's overstepping everybody, and we're not getting some of the pertinent information. So, uh, who's talking?
Oh, Lee was talk. I was
Okay,
talking.
go ahead, Lee.
I just really need us to know we really do have power. Our word means everything. You think it doesn't? It does. It penetrates. We must speak up. We must vote. And life has changed for us. I know we got comfortable. The only positive thing about this fool being whatever, we got so damn comfortable. My nieces didn't vote. Our eyes are open now because baby, we have power. We are the backbone of this country in every fucking facet there is. I hate to have to cuss, but in every facet there is. Innovation, everything. You wouldn't believe. Look at me and my son was just talking about Alabama with the chairs. We didn't know that the black man had a patent for the folding chair. That's actually a fact. Like we did everything. We did everything in this country. They made the money off it, but we did everything. the technology, the phones in our hand, we did everything. And our voice means something. Even if you look at, even though it's entertainment, the deal that Ryan Coogler made for Sinners, where he get a profit before they get back end profit, they know who we are. Like somebody said earlier, if we open our eyes, if we take a step, why do you think 50 years ago we couldn't look in our eyes? We couldn't look in their faces because we got magic. We are, when I tell you powerful, you could do me a favor, do this homework. The next time you see a white person, stare them down, watch them stumble. Don't look mean at them, just look
She said,
straight
watch
at
him
them.
stumble, you silly.
I
Okay.
swear to you. What? I swear to you. They're going to try to make an uncomfortable smile and they're going to like miss a step. I promise you, this is an experiment. Believe me or not believe me, call me crazy.
Don't be having us staring at white people tomorrow.
I want you to. I'm telling you. Watch them make a step. Watch them miss a step. Watch them stumble or do something and try to do a smile. Watch their step. Watch them miss a step.
And
Okay?
you
I'm
know
just.
she's right though, Barb, because I'm not interrupting you, but she's right because Jasmine, if you look at that interview with Ellen DeGeneres that Jasmine Crockett had, and how she just shut her down, and then how every woman that sent her a text or talked to her or whatever was telling her about how often they had been told that they were too loud and they were too emotional, too passionate, such attitude, and that
Mm-hmm.
and didn't matter what race,
The angry
they
black woman.
all,
Yeah.
not just the black woman, but I'm talking about all women. They were saying that they have been told to be quiet, and she says that when they saw what
But
she
that's what
did with
men want
Ellen,
women to be quiet. The men
when
in
they
power.
saw what when they saw what she did with Ellen DeGeneres, so many women got empowered, and now where they and this little girl she went to a high school and did an interview with the high school, and this little girl Landra said her teacher had told her that she answered the question, you answered it correctly, but you're too loud, you're too emotional, you're too passionate, and you talk loud, you're always loud. And it took her voice, and for a minute she just got quiet. But when she heard Jasmine, and when she got there and she asked her a question, and then she canceled out everybody else that was there and just paid straight attention to that little girl and talked to her and told her your voice is important. It's your voice, and the way that you act and the way that you present yourself, it's you. Don't change and become something else because it will please them. It will make them feel better and will make them not want to look at you. And so keep eye contacts, keep straight, and let them know, and don't be willing to laugh at
Absolutely.
everything.
So let me
Absolutely.
just
Eye
ask
contact
something.
is everything. And remember, it was illegal. When I tell you we got power, oh baby, I've been eye
So
contact
so
with them. Jasmine is a national plucking treasure. I didn't see this interview with Ellen. Thank you for mentioning it because I'm gonna do my little homework and watch it. But she's a national treasure. We are the best. Black women are the best America has. Black American women are the best America has to offer. That's why there's no other country like America. There's white men everywhere. There's this person
so
every.
let me ask
There's
you a
no black
question.
American women. Only in America are black women, and that's the sensibility of America. It's us. We are
So
America.
so let me ask you a question. So I understand this is Cougar Chronicles, right? So most of women and males on here are 40 and over, right? So we're those that are in the 40s, 50s, and or we understand this, we learn life. So to the younger generation, those 30, those 20-year-old women, now as we look, how do you make them understand that they are powerful, that they are worthy, that they are, more? Because that's what I'm looking at as a 50-year-old woman is my younger cousins and nieces, nephews, stuff like that of what they're seeing. Because I understand what you're saying right now, how empowered we should be in our voice, but with our kids in that generation, that voice, they don't know anything about that voice, that struggle, that anything like that. So
Mhm.
how do
Well, I think that
How to be the
we
example.
we started it because we grew up saying ourselves, saying to ourselves, because we thought our parents were so hard on us and they didn't let us do the things that the things that kids are getting away with now is because we changed the way kids should be brought up or whatever. Because we're like, oh, when I have a child, I'm gonna give them this and I'm gonna do this. I ain't gonna do like my parents did me. And they have become an entitled people. It's all about they're part of that me. They don't think about anybody else. They don't think about you. It's what they want, what they need. So we got to reprogram them, I think.
Bernie Mac.
Barbara, that's not what she asked, Barb. Barbara, you missed the question. That's not what she asked.
I know what
so
she
you,
asked.
yeah,
I
no.
know
So what
exactly
she's
what she
saying
said.
is,
Listen, before you disagree, we have to start listening to each other. So I hear both, even though what Bob said is all connected, right?
yes, of
The
course.
one of the things we have to do, we can't go at them now. We can't do what was done to us because it's a different time and a different way. I work in high school. What we have to do is build them. Build them, not we have to build them so that designer shit won't matter. The stuff they have would matter because all of that is makeup. All of that is lipstick on a pig. We have to build them as people. We have to reassure them. We have to compliment them before we could check them. We have to encourage them. We have to be like, I'm proud of you. You got your GED, or I'm proud of you. You kept, you know what I'm saying? When that supervisor yelled in your face, you didn't slap, whatever. We have to build them before we can check them. And then after we build them as people, we have to compliment whatever little thing we do. We have to build them first. And then we have to teach them what we went through. We have to teach them our story and teach our struggles. And I don't even know who I was talking to now, but I work in high school and I will tell you this, having taught for many years. The kids now are actually better than the kids were pre-pandemic. The kids are more considerate than they were 5 years ago.
With
India,
that,
I see you.
with that being said, with all that building, all this talking, I ain't hear God one time, and that just goes to prove my point. Once you take God out of anything, it don't work. Y'all could brush around it, y'all could go ha ha he, but I guarantee you, at the end, God will always be the victor. That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
so you don't. So I hear you.
Who took God
am.
out of it though?
Yeah,
I'm around.
I didn't because I am who I
That's what
am
I'm
because
saying.
of God.
I'm not
But
saying
here's
as
the thing.
I'm not saying as an individual. I'm not
But
saying that. I'm not
but
saying no one on this chat took God out of anything. It's
they took him
I
out of
guess
school.
rhetorical. I guess it's overall.
Slow
Yeah,
down.
But what I'm saying is,
Oh,
you
hello.
know.
Hello. See, y'all have selective hearing. Okay, you said nobody took God out. Nobody put him in. That's the problem. That's what I said. I didn't say out.
No,
I put him in.
I asked
You
who took
want
God.
to build something.
Who
You see
took
what
God out of our homes, our schools, our jobs, our
now?
everything? Who took him out?
Hold on. We are spiritual beings. Everything happens in the home first. Everything happens in the home. You are your kid's first teacher. If your kid, by the time you get to kindergarten, don't even know his ABCs, don't know how to write his name, that's on you. That's on you. You are the foundation, okay? And kids emulate what they see, a strong foundation with every and anything. Once you have that, then it's smooth sailing. Lay your foundation first. That's all I'm saying, okay? Y'all can talk about that. And once again, once you put God on the back burner and act like you know, that's the problem. Once again, like I say, study your scriptures. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Okay. And like I said, y'all prove my point. The blueprint of people have not changed. And that's all I got to say. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks.
Okay, so
We gotta be
listen.
able. We gotta be able and willing to
Christian
develop
ass.
ourselves. Period.
Lee,
We
hold
gotta,
on a minute.
Okay.
Let India talk. Go ahead, India.
we have to be able and willing to develop ourselves and able to, for us to teach our children. We can't be just telling them what to do and we're not being an example for them. That's why they don't listen to us. People do people do as people do,
What they
not
see.
what they say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if we're not doing what we want to see, it's not going to happen because they don't have an example of how to measure the success of it. You know, so they're like, well, why
So
you
you're
tell
saying for the parent is not a good example.
Exactly. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. I made my son a homeowner at the age of 19 years old. I've been in finance for the past 20 years. I know the downfall of Black people and why we we are the way that we are, conditioned, conditionally in our minds, why we feel the way that we feel, and why we do the things that we do. We have the highest spending power, not the buying power. The highest spending power. Do you know the Jewish? It takes 30 days for them to recycle their money in their own community before they even spend $1 outside of their community. In the black community,
most banks are owned by Jews.
I'm
If you
telling
follow
you
the
why.
money,
This is
most of the
exactly
banks are.
why. That's the reason why. Is because they spend their money within their community and they're able to build on their community. We get $5 and we want to go buy Gucci belts and we want to go buy Versace and all this stuff, but then we got our homegirl over here that just started a boutique and we don't even want to go support her. You know
Cause
what I'm
she
saying?
got the same. She be having the same
Why
prices
do
though.
black people trust the word of another somebody else versus the word of another black individual?
Because we suffer from internalized oppression. That is it. We suffer from internalized oppression. You can listen to people speak, and internalized oppressions where we see ourselves as nothing, therefore we see each other as nothing.
Exactly.
We are students of America. However, some of these arguments we are having now, and these points we are having, are old points. I went to a workshop. So what now what? Okay, it starts in the home. As a teacher, some of these homes are raggedy. So I can't be like, well, it didn't start in the home and I get to throw the kid away. I have to do what I can do for a kid. For the kids that's in front of me. I can't go, it starts in the home. I can't, there's a reason why people didn't want to buy property and they didn't do stuff because they used to burn our shit down, right? I have a history of business degree. So there's not, just like I realized I had to apologize to the ancestors the other day because I was like, you're like, why she put her money under the mattress? She's stupid. She need to put it in the bank and get interest. A couple of times, first of all, they wouldn't let us go in the bank. Then they said, "Oh, you could put your money in the bank," and then they stole our money. That's a part of history. It was when I was a kid, I'm in my 50s. It was a bank book. They stole our money. So there's a reason why these behaviors. So we
Well,
can't.
I'm gonna tell you like this:
We can't
technology,
poo-poo. Wait, can I
technology,
finish?
and the way money going,
Let me.
they will
No,
all now. You definitely will be able to steal our money because
Well,
that's what
with the FDIC
dollars is gonna go away.
insures your money for up to $240,000.
Yeah, I know all that.
Listen,
Yeah,
hold on a
yeah,
second.
yeah.
Anything beyond that, if you got $1 million in there, only $240,000 is going to be
right.
protected.
So that's why
Yeah.
people have more than one bank, so that some of it, so it can be covered. But I'm saying we can't keep talking about what's outside of our power, is what I'm saying. We need to look at the past, look back, but don't stare. But
That's right.
there are things we can do today. We can liberate each other today. We do have some tools in our hands, but we can't poo-poo what we didn't do. There's a reason why Black people spend, because in this society, the only thing you could do, all you had left was looking good, because anything you had, they destroyed it. So there's a
I'm gonna tell
reason
you
why
like
we
this. Black people need to understand we have doctors, we have engineers, we have lawyers, we have architects, all these people in our families. But
absolutely.
Okay,
because
I'm
of
but
saying
let
that,
they're in
me
my
let me
family.
that
say
we
this.
cannot work together and we don't
Exactly,
understand.
exactly. That's
We
exactly what I was
can
about
though,
to say.
Yes.
but we
Come
can
on,
We
work.
can
man.
We
fight
can work
amongst
together.
ourselves.
I'm not looking back at nothing. This where we at, this what we doing. That's how I'm looking at the world right
Tell
now.
y'all
I
But
something.
get
when
it.
you say
I'm the only African American, young African American on my block. I live in a retirement community. Everybody around me is white. I'm 40 years old. I just turned 40. And when I get solicitors and knocking on my door, can I speak to the owner of your home? And I live in a rich white community. They come to my house and they're like, "Can I speak to the owner?" And I'm the owner. They're like, are you sure? I'm the only African American young single parent on my block. Everybody here is coupled up. Everyone. Listen, I went to my neighbor's house the other day to see if I could borrow a ladder, and he was so happy that I wanted to borrow something. He was like, "Oh my God, yes, you need to borrow something? Yeah, come over here anytime you need anything."
So
Because
are you
I never go ask for nothing. So I'm not sure who that was. I don't know if it was Diane, but she said we have to start listening to each other. We have to start listening to each other. We have to
Yeah.
start to band together. I got with two of my friends, two of my smarter friends, because my friends are smarter than me, or they're either smarter than me or they got more money than me. That's how I designing my little circle. We created this investment company. Now we're about to get ready to buy property. We're buying property so that we can put people in it, so we can retire ourselves. I told them 5 doors. That's all we need is 5 doors. 5 doors, and we can retire ourselves. If we all pitch in $1,000 a month and did this, and we can all trust each other, do you know how great we would be? But no,
Right. So
I'm only starting with 2 people because I trust those 2 people, and I know that they gonna help, and I know that their core values align with mine.
So the
Right.
thing that we're doing, if you don't mind me butting in, the thing that we're doing here in Jersey. So my pastor, and they have this program that they're running where you can be a the only thing you need to own your own business, you can start up your own business. The only thing you need to have in your account is $3,800, right? So you get $3,800 and they qualify you. So you got to have a good credit. You have to have that money, and then they have 2 or 3 programs that you can be a part of. You can get up to for start your business, because you have to start a business account, not like your regular, like your bank account or whatever. This is for a business. So your business, you set up your business and so forth. So what they want to do is they're buying communities. So we got a lot of abandoned houses in the black neighborhoods, and what we're doing is buying those houses and building them up. And you could start your own business to do so, but you build the houses up, and then you sell them, not rent them. You sell them so that other blacks, other African Americans can become homeowners. So that's us building up our community. So in
right.
every state, they have these abandoned properties, and so they want to collect taxes.
Mhm.
So the towns aren't making any money, but if you buy those properties and then you build them up and then you sell those properties to the people that want something, because now you're building your own.
Mhm.
That becomes, so now you're building a community. So we're building communities, and we're helping people become our people, and brown people become homeowners as opposed to renters. So that's where we're doing to reinvest in our own.
See, now we got
So,
the what. That's the what. The problem is the how.
oh,
People
we
don't.
got the how, because we got a whole group. And
Mm-hmm.
so we got on that group, we got construction workers, we have plumbers, we have
Okay.
electricians. Now
Nice.
we also have, and not only do we have that, we have people that can help you with your credit. We have people that can help you set up where we have a real estate person, so she can help you sell your house. We have a whole community of people that are doing what is necessary to build up our people and to
But it
make them
always starts
recognize.
with everything has to start with financial literacy.
Literacy.
And that's what they're doing. So you have
yes.
someone that is teaching you how to make it work.
Right.
So we're not there. You're not just going to throw up $3,800. You're going to get accepted and you'll pull your credit together, and then you're going to be accepted for, X, Y, and Z, because your credit got to be to a certain point. So
Mm-hmm.
this isn't something that is just thought and somebody got a brand idea. The guy that's running it, he already is like a millionaire, so he has pulled himself up from the rank, but he didn't know. He says because his father owned properties when he was little, so he thought everybody owned their own
So
houses.
so
So
what is
what
that?
you're
Where is this at?
this is in New Jersey, but it's in every state.
What is
I,
it called? What's the
So,
called?
so let me ask you this. So, is this like a loan? You come in as a partner. You come
No,
in
honey,
and we
this
do
is your own business.
we do XYZ for you. Hold on.
No,
The $3,800 pay for you to do the
no,
paperwork, to do the taxes, to do
no.
uh y'all don't do none of that?
No, what you're doing is you're coming to this meeting. They're they're laying out everything. If you want to be a part of it, then you contact the person, that one person. He puts you in contact with the other person that's in the group. It's a whole
So
panel of
what's the
them,
$3,800 for? That's
because you got to have that in your account in order for you to get a business loan.
so it doesn't go to anybody. You just need to show you got it.
It's your money. What you no, they don't need it. Because everybody that's running, that's a part of the corporation, or that's a part of this program that they're running in Jersey right now, They're not. They already got their
So how do
money.
you get the land? So how do you get the land? Like,
They're
what's the
abandoned
paperwork, the
properties.
taxes?
They're abandoned properties. You buy them.
So
You
you
buying
going like an
abandoned
auction?
properties.
You
No,
going like an
you're
auction?
the state is selling. The state is the one. So if you okay, we got
So
like
it's
these
like an
7
auction.
houses.
So
And
me and
you
you going to the same property, we bidding on it.
no.
I'm actually trying to, huh?
Yeah,
No.
you're offering a you just want to buy it. So if somebody in this group bought 7 houses and then you say, "Well, can I buy one of those houses from you?" And then you say, okay, cool. So you buy the house, you set up your account. This is your money. This is your account. You just got to prove that you got the credit. Your credit must be up to a certain point. And I can't remember. I think it's I want to say 680 or 670 or something like that. Can't be lower than that. Then also $3,800. You're starting. They're not gonna because you still got to qualify for the loan and all of that. But you're starting a business. This is a business loan, and it got nothing to do with your personal. So
I
you're
get that.
looking
I
at putting
just
that
not
money back
understanding where
into
the
that property.
$3,800 go. Where the
It goes to you. It's in your
3,800.
account. They just want to see that you got it in your account. The way they're gonna give it to you, they're not gonna give you up to. You can get up to two
Are you
hundred and fifty
are you
two hundred and fifty
participating in it?
thousand dollar loan.
Are
A
you
two hundred and fifty
participating in the
thousand dollar
program?
loan. Huh? I'm getting ready to do it. Huh?
No, I was asking where are you already participating in the program?
I'm not participating because right now I'm helping my daughter out. As soon as I get her settled and done everything I need to do for her so that she's okay and I don't have to worry about her. Yeah, I will. I'm it's already planned. I'm actually going to get me a little. I'm gonna get a bakery. I'm gonna set up a bakery because I bake. So I'm gonna buy a little property. I'm gonna build it up, and I'm gonna set up and I'm gonna do my bakery. And I'm just gonna use the money that I'm getting from my business for my business, reinvest in myself. You
Well,
know.
I'm very highly networked. Like I have so many people that I know. If anybody needs to know how to actually start your business and organize your business and build the foundation of the business so that
Mhm.
your taxes and stuff are right, just let me know. I can help y'all out on that too.
I give your name, just I get your information and I give it to Andre. But this is for the state of New Jersey right now. We got these neighborhoods and we're just going through that whole neighborhood and every property that's been abandoned. We're just buying them. And because one of the senior citizens in my church, she got hers already started. She went to the meeting, she called the person, and went through everything, set her up, and she applied for her loan. She got it, and she bought her house and everything. She's in the midst of building it up. So it's a whole thing. It's not where you
I
got to go
understand.
out
I
and
went
find
to
your
a
own.
cannabis seminar. I went to New Jersey, Michigan. It was another state. I want to say Ohio, but where all those abandoned houses, they were selling them dirt cheap, and
Hmm.
people were either making them
That's
as
how
cannabis because
Mike
it's legal.
Epps managed to he built about 20, 30 low income houses. I mean, in low income areas so that the people will have somewhere to live. He invested in something like that.
Yeah, them
Yeah.
houses
So
were cheap when Mike got them. They was like, he bought them for
Yeah.
dirt cheap too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that was
that's
like
what we
thirty
got to
five
do. I
thousand
mean,
dollars.
everywhere you go in America,
yeah.
I mean, you see all these abandoned places, and I'm like, who owns these little buildings? This could be this and that could be that. But,
hmm it's out there.
again,
So it's everywhere.
somebody needs
It's
to
Yeah, but
everywhere.
teach.
it be in the
Something
People
with
have to
probate.
with
That
with
teach.
all that stuff
properties
be in
like that, the
probate.
value never goes down. Real estate, the value never goes down. Real estate is is a recession proof industry.
I ain't gonna say real estate don't go down.
That's
No,
not true.
no, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about the interest rate. I said the
No,
value.
not the interest, period.
Yes, it
Real estate,
does.
it
Yes,
does.
it does.
I'm
We had
telling you, I've been doing this for the past 20 years.
Maybe
I know
not
what I'm
in
talking
Las
about.
Vegas. Maybe not in Las
No,
Vegas,
yeah,
but
but real
down
estate
here,
real
goes down
estate
the
too.
way
absolutely goes
you
down. It
Yeah.
absolutely goes down. They call it the housing boom and the housing crash. It happened so many times in my lifetime. It definitely goes
especially in
down.
the
It just
neighborhoods down
it
here
just
because
comes
they do
back
the
up.
redlining and they do all
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
other kind
it
of
goes
stuff.
down and
School
comes back. They
districts
make
changed, all
millionaire
that.
Gentrification, they
Yep.
houses.
come in and buy up, convince the people to sell the houses at such a
Yep.
cheap
You
price.
get annexed. You coming now into the city. All that stuff. Yes,
It
I
just
live in
depends
Texas.
on the
Yes.
area. So if you start shooting up the place, if you start doing all these things to make the value of the area go down, yes, it's gonna go down. But for the most
No,
part,
no, no,
It
no,
ain't
no.
all about. It ain't all about somebody shooting up
No,
nothing.
it's a
I'm just
little more
making an
complicated
example.
than
I'm
that.
just I'm
So,
just saying, I'm just making an example. Like if
no,
the
no,
area
it's a little more
becomes
complicated than that. If industry leaves, right? Okay, we live in the internet. If industry leaves, the housing thing goes down. Pittsburgh was where they built cars. It's not always because, so no disrespect to you. Some of us, me, old enough to be your parent, and I know you're intelligent, so that's why I want to preface it like this.
Mhm.
So it's not always because we did some hood shit that the real estate value went down. There are ebbs and flows. There's industry. So what they do, what you guys are talking about is I'm excited and impressed for the future of Black America because we've waken up. But it's not always our fault that the property value goes down. If the main employer of the place leaves, property value goes down. Right. So like I said, I studied all of these patterns and growth and everything in America. Property values go down based on industry. If
Yes.
housing market, let's just use entertainment as an example. The housing market is booming in Atlanta because Tyler Perry is not the only black studio there. There was two more before he came, not as big as his. Um, Pittsburgh went down not because they did hood shit. They did hood shit after the automobile industry crashed. Detroit after the automobile industry crashed. That's not because they did hood shit. They did hood shit because they lost hope. And
Yeah, they
redlining,
just not building up the area. They're
right.
not bringing new
And so
stores. They're not
politicians and
bringing
the
new
crooked,
plazas.
right? Like I
That
said,
stuff like
there was
that.
no
No.
major employers. So so outside of urban centers, the major employers in a place is a college, a
Yes.
hospital, and a prison.
Yes. Yes.
And
Well,
the
it's
hospital.
basically prisons because
But,
hospitals,
but I'm saying
especially
all
in
three
rural
of them,
areas, are being shut down because they don't have the funding anymore,
right. But
especially
all
with
of those things
with
are the
who
big
we have in
employers.
office right now.
When we talked about factories, when factories closed, these places, upstate New York, when factories closed, that's when housing value. So the housing market is it. In your life, you've seen it rise, but I've also seen it crash, and I mean go down and crash when people's walking around their house with balloon mortgages and stuff. So housing markets do go down, but housing markets, the internet made it a little better. But housing markets go down based on industry in its locality.
Yes.
Where if
Is
industry
Amazon
leaves,
coming near to you? Just distribution centers. Uh,
right,
are they
right.
like I
So
say before? All that stuff. Is it
so
building up around you?
I was a little girl, and I happened to be flipping channels when we had very little channels. I'm trying to make this short. And I remember one of the politicians in the 70s, he baited companies to come to Atlanta. One of the politicians built this black mecca of Atlanta when I was
Yeah.
little. I forgot what his name was, but I happened to be flipping channels and there wasn't shit on it. We ain't had no cable and none of that. It was before cable was even a thing. He built this. So when you say I am not into politics, politics is everything.
Atlanta have a big old money, old South money, Virginia, North Carolina, all that. But Atlanta with the railroad has a very big importance and
But
history of black
right,
economics and
right,
all that.
but they also had. It's okay. Black. I'm trying to tell you, black economics was fought for by a black politician because in the '60s they actually destroyed. They actually stole shit from us in Atlanta. Read the history in Atlanta. We had some stuff in Atlanta, and they eminent domained us in the '50s and the '60s. But a politician came and fought back and rebuilt Atlanta, and
I
it
mean,
didn't
where
happen.
Lake Lanier is, that used to be a whole
Yeah,
town,
Yeah,
it's two
Oscarville.
towns. Yeah, it's
yeah.
two or three in Atlanta. So they took our shanty even though we had they took our shanty town houses and built projects for white people. It's a lot that has
Well,
happened to us. So we have sometimes we say things about what
I'm
black
from
people are not
St.
doing.
Simon's Island, so I'm around the Bloody Marsh curve where all the things came into place, where the British came and fought at Fort Frederick and all this, for all that shit right there to take place. Honestly.
Well,
We
ladies
say
and
things as if
gentlemen,
our
it has
ancestors
been
just
wonderful, but we have been on here for way past the allotted time. So we're gonna close it out by just saying what you're doing in your life and how we can follow you and all that kind of stuff. And remember, we generally do this on Mondays at 8 p.m. So hopefully next Monday we will be on time. Thank you, every one of you, from the bottom of my heart. This our 14th episode in 2025, and this is the most people that I have had in a long time. So thank y'all so very much. Please, 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 whenever you see the Cougar Chronicles sign, please just click on. And if you're anywhere where the Funny and Fearless tour is going on, we don't resume, as I said, until June 27th. We'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada. And after that, July we'll be in Indiana and Ohio.
And Barbara, you
And
and Tiffany need to come on my pole and come into my community.
you know, Tiffany, Flame Monroe, all three of us got to come on the pole.
That's right.
I'm just gonna walk around it.
That's right.
You know, I can't turn upside down and all that. You know, I can't do that. I ain't got no upper body strength. But anyway,
hey Barbara, you sending the link to my real estate page instead of my
okay. So what
you're sending it to my real estate page instead of
send me where I'm supposed to send it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Lee, how did you find out about us?
Oh, Herlin.
I can't hear you.
Herlin.
Oh, and she got off.
Yeah, Herlin.
Thank you.
Herlin gets annoyed and stuff, but that's my girl. Herlin sends me the thing. But I've met you, Bob. I'm a comedian from I'm G Mama Lee. I'm a comedian from New York. I met you somewhere when you came to New York a couple of times.
What's your comedy name?
G Mama Lee.
G Mama Lee. Lee. I've seen that before, but you know who I thought it was? You know, there's a Grandma Lee who's a white woman.
Oh no.
So that's probably why I always thought it was her.
Yeah, no, I think she died.
She did?
I think so.
Bless
her. No. I'm mixing up with another white woman. Oh, sorry. But yeah, I'm G Mama Lee. Yeah, I'm not
well,
Grandmama
thank you
Lee.
for coming.
I'll never be a grandmother. I only got one child who's not having children, and he's old already. But yeah, so I'm G Mama Lee. You can follow me on all platforms. My name is G Mama Lee on everything. I no hyphenate, no nothing. I got it early. Instagram and Facebook and all of that. And yeah, so I'm gonna be doing some things soon. Just look out for me. Follow me, and I'll follow you back.
All right. India.
Yes.
What's your social media stuff?
Indy Go Hard, INDYGOHARD. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
And that poll.
Me and my poll. I just got a new one put up today. So
they on the poll.
I saw it with a hot pink.
Yes.
With a hot pink silicone slide.
Listen, me and my homegirl about to go on there right now.
Oh Lord.
Hey, make sure y'all spray some. Make sure they spray 409 on it. And then, you know what I'm saying?
WD-40.
WD-40. So slick. Get some of that Puff Daddy baby oil.
No,
Lizzie, what's your
trying to bring
social media?
femininity back. We're trying to bring femininity back. There's too many masculine women out here. We need to start bringing that back. You know. So yeah, that's what I'm promoting. So follow me.
Okay, good. All right, Malt Lizzie.
Yeah, Malt Lizzie on all platforms, man. My real name Terry Kelly Jr. If you want to send a check or something, you know what I'm saying. Real name Terry Kelly Jr. If you want to send some money. But other than that, Malt Lizzie on all platforms. That's right. That's right.
Sandra Mitzi.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all can't reach out to me nowhere. I ain't on no platform. I ain't got no Facebook. I ain't got no Instagram. I ain't got jack. Only thing I got is a cell phone. If you don't know the number, you can't get me.
Okay. All right. Diane,
Oh,
Diane, are you still on?
and at Barbara shows when she got me selling her T-shirts.
Yeah, that right. Tell them about that. Alicia.
Just Alicia versus Alicia. That's it. Facebook. That's all I'm on.
Please put it in the chat so everybody can get it. Jessica
Okay.
B. Jessica, whose baby?
Mine. I have 3 foster babies.
Do you?
I have
You got triplets, or you?
No, they're brothers. I have a 10-month-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-year-old.
Oh, that's
Oh my
beautiful.
God.
Yes.
What are their names?
The baby is Desmond, the one that I was holding. The 3-year-old is Kendrick, and the 8-year-old is Kyrie.
So it's all
Oh, that's
boys.
beautiful.
All boys.
I used to
Oh
work for
my
Department of
God.
Children and Families. We love you, darling.
Yes.
I
Thank you.
do. I actually do. I'm a CASA, so I represent children that are in the foster care system.
Oh wow.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's India's line of work.
Yeah, we
Okay,
love it.
so
We've had them for 2 months now. So
God bless you.
really.
Yes.
Well, how do you do that? I mean, you work.
Yeah, when they go, what do you do when they leave? I would be so heartbroken.
yeah, but the 3 that I have, yeah, their parents may be facing some criminal stuff. So I don't know. They asked us about adopting, and we said if it goes that far, then we will adopt them because I can't see giving them back. They're here now.
They're
So
brothers. They're brothers.
the brothers. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Well,
my
God
God.
bless you. I pray that God will work that out.
Yes, I do too, and give you everything you need.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. We have to look. I have to look you on your what site you said so I can send donations. I ain't
So
got
I
nothing but clothes, girl. My nephew.
send them. I have I'm on Facebook, Jessica Denise. I have a real estate page, Jessica Morris, and then my husband and I have a TikTok page, Jess and D Comedy. I'll link that at the bottom, but we haven't done TikToks in a while, so
Yeah, you
Okay.
sure haven't.
Yeah. So
Dante.
definitely.
okay.
Dante.
Ma'am. Oh shit.
Classmate.
Ma'am, what's up, Jessica?
What's
That's
up?
huge. I respect that. 3 kids, cause Lord knows.
Thank you.
But now
With
that's
my
huge.
11-year-old.
Yes, that's huge. Yes, ma'am.
Dante, what's your social media?
Man, I ain't got shit because I ain't shit. But I don't
That
I'm
comes
sorry.
from your daddy.
I
I'm sorry,
rebuke that,
ladies.
Dante. I rebuke that, Dante. You a Carlisle boy. You something.
Yes, man. Nah, I don't really. I'm off the social. I'm tired of arguing with white people every day, man. I get up and go to work and mind my business. So
Oh, okay.
I don't do anything social media. I don't even do my Instagram food pages no more. I just be chilling. So I don't
You
have
too
anything.
chill.
I'm too what?
Lee. Chill. Chill. You're too chill. Lee. You told us, Grandma Lee. Grandma Lee.
G
Okay.
Mama,
Grandma.
G Mama,
G
not
Mama
grandma.
Lee. G
G
Mama Lee.
Mama, Lee.
Okay.
Not
All right.
your mama, but G Mama.
G Mama. Okay. All right. So Diane Quarter.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your so they know Diane
Uh,
Quarter's a
my
comedian out of
Facebook is
Chicago.
Facebook is Diane Corder, DianeCorger. That's the word order with the C.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to see because people messing my last name up so bad. That's why I say it's order with the
Quarter.
C.
Quarter. That's what she used to call herself. All right.
And
I want to
hey,
thank
hey, hold on,
Hey,
wait, Bob. I got my Instagram is a little different. It's
what's your
D's Jokes.
Instagram?
DEEZJUS Jokes. D's
These
Just
just
Jokes.
jokes. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, baby.
hey,
All right, you're
Barbara.
welcome. Yes.
You know they reopened 2 more comedy clubs here in Tacoma. So
Oh, really?
they got the Nate Jackson Super Funny Comedy Club, and they got the Tacoma Comedy Club now.
Yeah,
So
well, Nate Jackson has his pick of people he likes to bring through, so
yeah,
you know.
It's getting bigger. Time for you to make an appearance. Just it's been a long
Well,
time.
as long as I'm out here with Tiffany, I don't care if I make an appearance anywhere else. I'm not gonna beg anybody. I've been out here 48 years and I'm tired of begging. So, you know.
Nah, do your thing.
But thanks for telling me. I'll reach out to
Touche,
somebody.
touche, touche.
You know, tell them, Diane. After a while, it's like, okay, you can only bring these what you call these people, internet comics for so long before people realize it ain't real comedy.
I just saw Eddie Griffin 2 nights ago.
Yeah, well, they'll bring people like that, but you
Yeah.
know, they try to pretend they don't know you. Just like, oh my God, that was so funny that when Jessica Hilarious was talking about she didn't know Damon Williams. Oh my God, Chicago wore her out.
She
That was the
caught it
worst
for
thing she
that.
could have
She
said.
caught it for that.
Yeah, yeah. She's smart. She thought it was Damon Wayans. Like, okay, I ain't. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank y'all so very much. We will resume next week at the same time. So, all right, Jessica, I see that. I will make a note of that. Likewise, can you make a note of that for me? So, good night, everybody. Thank y'all. Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.